Over here. Well, that fixed it, I guess. That took too long and was way too painful. Okay, I think we fixed it now, though. I appreciate you doing that. Next time if something happens, then we'll know. Just feel free to put that stuff up in the future, that's fine. Susie, can you also do me another favor? Can you grab a clip of, like, me speaking right now? Because I'm trying to speak at a louder tone to see if it triggers the audio peaking thing. You know, the thingy thing when I speak really loud. What happened, I went away from my starting soon screen to this screen, and my camera froze for some reason while I was in the starting soon screen. And we were trying to troubleshoot why my camera froze, which is, that's fine. I just deactivate, reactivate the camera. And then when I reactivated it, it reset all of the settings of the camera back to its default factory settings. So, like, the proportions were off, the color balance was wrong, etc. So I would go to the Razer platform to fix it, but it wasn't recognizing that the camera was in the Razer software. So I changed out the cable, because this is not the cable that came with it. It's a USB-C to C, and we were just chatting about how we hate USB to C to C, because this is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted from Amazon, so I have to return this. So putting it back with the original cable fixed it. But Geek Vibes, how are you doing? How is everybody doing in chat? I do need to get a new camera because you can see it's like glitching on the bottom still. I thought the new cable might fix it. I wanted a 10-foot cable because this is only a 6-foot cable, because if I want to stand and play games or stand to do work when I'm off stream, I don't want to have to move the camera every time, or like protectively hold the camera, like force grip the camera to make sure it's not going to fall or anything, or it's not gonna pull and the cord's not gonna pull, because my tower is over here. I don't have it directly underneath. Sewing a stuffed animal for my nephew. Oh, that's fun. What is the stuffed animal of? I mean, it does sound better. Okay. Yeah, I guess putting in the new audio drivers, I guess, helped. I don't know what caused the peaking. I have no idea. Okay. Don't switch that. Let me see this. Thanks for the very clever title. Okay, it sounds fine. Thanks, I worked really hard on that title. I'm glad you think that. I'm glad you think that. Yeah, I think what's also the problem is that everything is, like, I heard peaking definitely earlier this week, but I think what's also causing a problem is that, like, my headset is starting to die. Cause, like, I have a little dial on my headset, and like sometimes when I turn it to turn up or down the volume, like I can hear it shifting channels. So like that's probably not a good sign. I've had this headset for almost 3 years, which is unfortunate that it's like starting to die a little bit. But it is what it is. It is up on my throne if anyone would like to contribute to it. I'd be getting the same exact headset because I like how this looks on my, or like how it makes my head look. Because I hate other headsets that are more flat because it looks like it's just squishing my face, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. But I hope y'all had good weeks, good vibes. I cried twice yesterday. Yesterday was a day, TM. Remember how I said when I turned, I don't know if I vocalized this to y'all, but I was definitely saying it to my coworkers. of how when I turned 27 a couple weeks ago, I felt like it was my first time like actually truly feeling like an adult since I've turned 18. Like I actually feel my age in terms of like responsibility and like, oh wow, like I'm an adult, like I pay taxes and I do the things and whatnot. And yesterday was like the true testament of being an adult, and I fucking hate it and would like to return it to the store, please and thank you. I don't want this anymore. 3 years is a good time period though for it existing. It sucks though that it's just the internal audio part. Like the actual headset is fine. It's just like the internals, which is like the sucky part, because like I don't want to like get rid of like a headset just because like the internals are just dying, you know? I'll probably just snag the cuffs though and try to clean these so I can have a second set of cuffs. I do not dare see what I look like with my Skull Candy headphones in. Yeah, but I have to though, because I'm here on camera with y'all. So, yesterday morning, I was driving to work, and I was gonna be early to work, mind you. I was gonna be early. I didn't need to leave that early. It was Good Friday. Spring break, couple days before Easter. Not much traffic. It was actually very nice. Very chill vibes. I'm getting off the highway, and I'm behind a construction truck, which, since I started getting behind this construction truck on the highway, I kept hearing like these little tinks off my car of like, okay, like it's like, whether it be rocks in the back of this construction truck, because it's like one of those like backlift truck things. Since getting behind this truck, like I heard like little tinks against my car. I'm like, okay, like it's kicking up rocks, or it's like rocks and dust coming off of the back of the truck. So we get off the highway, we get onto a county highway, and I'm still behind the truck because I'm thinking like, okay, like I'm literally going 2 miles to get to the exit I need to get onto to get to the university. There's no reason for me to speed around this guy, because like we're both sitting in the right lane because I'm waiting for the off ramp for the next exit. So I just stay behind the truck. I hear this loud tink, thunk against my car, and I look up and my windshield cracked. Like, there's a good inch, probably no more than like this big, crack on my windshield on the upper left corner, so like on the driver's side upper. I literally gasped aloud. I was like, oh, like, how dare you? Like, I've never, ever since having this car, and I've had this car for 10 years. It's a 2010, but I've had it for almost 10 years. Never had a windshield crack before, or like a window crack, ever. So I'm like internally panicking, like, oh my God, like what do I do? So I call my dad and I'm like, hey, so I'm driving to work. I'm about to get to the parking lot for work, and I was behind a truck, and something came up and cracked the windshield. Like, it's a very small crack. Like, I could still see, I could still drive. Like, and it's not, like, shattered or anything. Or it's not, like, deep either. Like, it's more of, like, a chip than anything. Like, it chipped the windshield, but still made, like, a little spray mark. I remember when that happened to Holly's car. Yeah. So he's like, okay, just call the insurance. You're on the policy, etc., etc. So, like, I get to work, like, super early still. So I spend, like... I'm in the parking lot talking to the insurance people, and the insurance person, and my mom also like said that like our insurance, like the insurance that like we had for the cars was a really good reputable company. So the lady I talked to was like super nice, like helped me set up an appointment to get the car repaired, said that like a repair or a replacement of the windshield will be no cost. I wouldn't have to pay anything. The only thing I would have to pay for is if I wanted new wiper blades, which I probably have to ask my dad if we want to get new wiper blades for it while they're fixing it anyway. So I'm like, okay, cool. Put me on for tomorrow, today. So my coworker arrives. He's like, oh, what are you still doing in the parking lot? Did you just get here? I'm like, no, I have a crack on my windshield and had to call the insurance company. So we walk into work together. Morning of work was fine. Work was basically fine. Like, nothing bad happened at work. I had my performance review, which was fine, and everything. And then, like, as the afternoon went on, because yesterday afternoon after work, I was supposed to go, and I did, go look at this apartment that I was potentially going to move into. So, like, I'm talking to my coworker about it, and, like, as we're talking, I'm like, oh, this unit that I would be renting doesn't have a microwave or a lot of counter space. Like, I'm now just realizing that there's not a lot of counter space. Like, it's like a box, like, it's like a kitchen, like, that's kind of like smack dab in the middle, but, like, off to the side. So, like, you have counter space on one wall, but the other wall is kind of, like, barren. There's nothing there. And I'm like, okay, like, I can do without a microwave. Fine. Then I'm looking in this video tour that the guy gave me, and I'm like, oh, is there not a dishwasher too? Because, like, that's, like, a deal breaker for me. Like, I want a dishwasher, please and thank you. So I'm panicking as I start to drive over to this place, and the drive was nice. I actually quite enjoyed the drive because it felt like, instead of taking, like, highways or main roads, like, it took me some couple of back roads and stuff like that. So it was like, oh, I feel like I'm back at home, like, driving through New Jersey, Pennsylvania with, like, the countryside and, like, the trees and the overgrowth. And it was, like, really, really nice. It was really nice. Nice to know that that exists around in this area. So I get there, I meet the leasing guy. He's also very nice. He explains to me, nope, there is a dishwasher. I just probably didn't show it very well in the video. I'm like, okay, that's fair. So he can't take me to see the exact apartment I'd be moving into, but he was able to show me, like, okay, like, this is a classic model, which is what you're going to be getting. And then I can also show you, like, something else. So, like, we did look at a couple different ones. And as we're, like, touring and, like, walking around and stuff, so, like, the apartment I would be taking would be surrounded kind of like how I am now. Well, actually, no, not really. Because, like, my living room wall is actually, like, to the stairwell outside, so, like, that is not surrounded by somebody. But in this apartment complex, I would be surrounded by 3 walls by other people, and someone would be above and below me. And I'm like, don't really like that because of just simply, like, the gaming stuff, right? And then he tells me, oh yeah, so the property controls when the heat and air conditioning turns on. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? It's like, oh, we all, like, our property controls when the heat starts, and then when we turn off the heat to switch over to air conditioning. And I'm like, but can we, like, so, like, if there's heat going into the apartment, can we actually, like, turn up or down the heat? Can we do that? And he's like, well, like, you can, and, like, I live in these apartment complexes too, but, like, you don't really notice a difference. And I'm like, that's a problem. Like, if you're gonna charge me, if you're gonna have me pay the electric bill for heating and air conditioning, I would like to control the heating and air conditioning that I am getting in my apartment. You know, like, I want to pay for that. Thank you. I don't, like, because, like, I don't want to get charged out the ass for heating and cooling when I can't even control when the heating and cooling is turned on. Because, like, right now, it's, like, 80 degrees outside. I technically still have it set to heat, just because it still gets cold overnight, but because it gets warm during the day, like, the heat doesn't kick on, which is fine. But it's like, my body's very temperamental. I sometimes have issues controlling my body sometimes struggles with temperature regulation. So, like, I don't know if I trust that. And I don't want to also gain more of an electric bill by running a space heater or a fan all the time, you know? Like, I know, like, during the winter, like, I will shut my office door and light a candle when I play a game. Like, it heats the room pretty nice. But I can't necessarily rely, because, like, if you're saying, like, oh yeah, like, if you try to turn up the thermostat, like, it's gonna, like, you might not notice a difference, but it's like, okay, but, like, what if I want to turn down the thermostat? Is it even gonna work? Like, I don't even trust that, you know? So, I'm sitting in the parking lot, I'm frustrated, and I'm about to go to dinner, actually to meet up with Audio, who's, a friend of the Twitch Twitch channel chatters. And I'm sitting in the parking lot, I'm talking to my mom on the phone, because I'm like, I'm frustrated at this point, because I'm like, I thought this place was gonna be great, like, I thought like this was the one, honestly. Like, I was telling Dognet the other night when I popped into a stream, like, I'm 95% sure, like, I know where I'm gonna be moving. And while I'm sitting there, there's a car next to me with, like, a son and a dad. And, like, the son is, like, probably, I think, like, maybe, like, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe. And they're, like, moving car mats, like, in the back of the car or something. And I guess either the wind happened or, like, he nudged, the son nudged the door and it hit my car. And, like, when I got out to, like, look at it, like, I was very frazzled because, like, I was already frustrated, like, at the whole apartment thing. And I already had the cracked onto the windshield that day. So I was like, all right, like, hey, like, what's your insurance? And also I was on the phone with my mom at the same time. And they're like, we literally just bought the car. And, like, I did take a picture of the license plate, which is, like, a temp plate, because, like, they literally just drove it off the lot. So, but, like, my mom asked me, like, after what the damage was. Like, it's like probably just a scratch of paint. It's not even, like, a dent. The acorns at my dad's house from the trees did more damage to my car than this guy's door hitting mine, honestly. But, like, once I got back into my car, I just cried because I was so frustrated, because it just felt like everything was just going wrong. And that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it, okay? There is more. But first I need water. I need a water break. So I go, but wait, there's more. So my mom is, like, on the phone, like, as I'm driving over to this ramen place, which we got ramen. Ramen was delicious, by the way. We went to my favorite ramen place, which I was like, oh, bless. And she's, like, talking to me through, like, oh, like, well, have you looked at this place? I'm like, Mom, I swear I've looked at everything so far. Like, she's like, oh, like, have you looked at this place? Have you looked at this place? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've looked at it. And there's pretty sure a reason that I've not considered it. I've looked at everything, Mother. Like, I appreciate you trying to help, but I've looked at everything. So we go get dinner. Everything's fine. So I get back home, and I was scheduled to go see in another apartment today, this afternoon. And I remember when they approved my application, they were like, hey, just know that the only internet we provide here is Cox Internet, which, teehee, funny, Cox, haha, funny. Funny, I'm very mature here. So I use Verizon right now, and I pay the premium shit to have a good internet, because not only do I need a fast download speed, well, I don't really need a fast download speed, like, it's just me, but I need a fast upload speed for streaming, you know? Because, like, I've had bad internet before when I lived back in my graduate school apartment, and, like, half the time, like, any of my streaming issues were related to the internet, where, like, the stream would cut out and die because of, like, the upload speed. So I knew, like, okay, like, if this internet provider has, like, the same caliber of internet that I am currently getting with Verizon right now, then let's go. Let's do this thing. They didn't. And what's even funnier is that the chatbot / agent I spoke to, like, I just asked a very simple question of, like, what internet has your fastest upload speed? And the guy and the chat agent was like, what? Like, it felt like he didn't know how to answer. Like, he didn't know what to say to me. And basically was like, he first asked like, "Oh, are you a current user of our services?" I'm like, "No, I'm a potential customer. I'm going to be moving in. I'm potentially moving into an apartment that utilizes Cox Internet. I currently have another internet that has this download, this upload. Do you have something that can match that quality?" And he said, no, or not no. He said, like, you can look at all of our internet stuff here on this website if you just go in here and look up your area code. Thank you, have a nice day. And I'm like, motherfucker, what? Dude, you didn't even answer my question. You could have said no. And then I tried to respond to him saying, like, well, like, hey, that's not helpful. Like, that doesn't answer my question. Like, you should know what has the fastest upload speed. Like, you should know that answer. And he put me back to the AI chatbot. Left the conversation and put me back with the AI chatbot. And I'm like, okay, so I know I'm never using your internet service ever. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks for playing. So, yeah, I canceled that appointment today. Because it's like, and I emailed the leasing office for that place, like, hey, unfortunately, I'm canceling the tour today, and I'm gonna be declining the lease simply because y'all only, like, if it is true that you only have access to this internet provider, I cannot use it. I cannot use it because it's not gonna be of the quality that I need to do all the things that I need to do. They never responded to my email. They never responded to my email. Because I also was like, implying like in the email, like, oh, like, if this is the only internet service provider, like kind of giving them the window of like, is there another option? Like, could I have Verizon installed? Like, do you have another provider that I could look into? Or is it just this one? To kind of give them that window. Because like, I wanted to tour this place. I really did, especially after seeing the other place and being kind of disappointed. So I haven't heard a response. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I also put in the email, like, I understand that I am forfeiting the $50 application fee and the $400. Susie, clip that for checking out the peaking, please and thank you. The $400 administration fee, which I'm like, oh, so I'm paying you to do your job? That's what I'm paying for? Like, okay. Okay, I mean, I could technically say that about, like, students' tuition. Like, their tuition is so high because it pays us. But I digress. Which I was already mad at them about, because like when they were trying to schedule me for this tour, they kept changing the fucking time on me. And I told them, like, call me back between the hours of 11:30 a.m. and 1 o'clock because we were in the middle of drop-ins. And they called me on Thursday in the middle of while I was with a student. And we were at like a point in the conversation where we weren't immediately like talking about something. Like there's like a gentle pause. I'm like, oh, give me a second here. And I pick up the phone and they're like, you do understand that you like within the middle of the like as we were trying to schedule this tour, because I was like, they're asking like, oh, can you come at like 1:30 p.m. today? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to call you back on that one. But they're like, you do realize that like these fees are non-refundable. I'm like, yes, I understand that. I signed the application stating that I understood that. You do not need to fucking repeat yourself. Do not patronize me. Mister, your paychecks are not good enough. We need to see your fucking bank records in order to prove that you work here. Also, that's a great clip name. $400. Okay, it's not peaking. That's nice. That's good. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate it. And so then I canceled that this morning. Mr. Twat Waffle Wank Stain Apartment Guy with probably a Rolex. No, it was a femme name, so I'm assuming it was a female leasing agent for this other place. And then like the final nail, like, or actually two final nails in the coffin. One of the final nails in the coffin last night that just made me like quit and go to bed was I played a couple games of Dead by Daylight and I got tunneled out by a cannibal player, which is Bubba. And someone came into my Twitch chat. I wasn't even live, saying like, oh, Survivor gave up on, or Survivor, not rigged the game, but like, fuck, what's the term? Oh, like gave up or something like that, or was like, not cheating, but like giving up and like whatever. It's like, oh, you're a streamer, like you should know better. It's like, bitch, y'all let me get tunneled out. Y'all watched me get tunneled. The Jill just sat there and did nothing. So don't even come at me. They are now banned from my Twitch chat, by the way. So like, if you're gonna, PSA, if you're gonna come be a little shit off stream while I'm playing Dead by Daylight and you comment on my channel, you're gonna get banned. Like, what do you like expect, like, typical Jill behavior? I'm not sure who it was though. I don't remember like who it was in the game. Like, it could have been the killer for all I know. It could have just been the killer, which is also like even more ironic because I'm like, my brother in Christ, like, you started to slug because you wanted me. Honestly, cannibal players are the worst ones. Like, if I had to make a tier list of like, all right, like tier list of like S tier is like the best, like usually the least toxic, usually the most fun, it usually will meme back with you, all the way down to F being like usually the most toxic. Cannibal's at the bottom. Cannibal's absolutely at the bottom for me. Ghostface probably being at the top. I think I've seen like the most memey ghost faces out of all the other killers. I digress. So that happened, and then there was a guy I was talking to on Hinge, and we started chatting yesterday, and we haven't even been chatting all that much, but like I kind of liked him, and he had like the video game and music vibe that I really liked, and he's also into science, which is also like, oh my god, like that's so cool. And like out of the blue, he just like sent me a message. Like, we were having a decent back and forth, and he just said me like, hey, like I don't feel the chemistry. I don't know if this is just a depressive episode, blah blah blah, but like good luck, and I hope you find what you're looking for. And I'm like sitting here like, wait, what? Like, this feels like completely out of left field. Like, what's happening here? And I even offer, and like I said, like, hey, like, if that's how you feel, fine. I'm more than happy to, if you want to just remain friends, or like, because if you don't feel like a romantic connection, totally get it. But you're a really chill guy. Like, I'm enjoying talking to you. Would love to like just chill. And he unmatched with me. So then I cried and went to bed because I was like, I need to not exist right now. That's the reason why Trickster's not here, because I cuddled him last night. It was buck wild. It was so wild. And normally, like, if all these like little things happen on their own, like by themselves, fine. But all in one day was way too much. And also knowing that I was definitely premenstrual because Aunt Flo has now visited. So, we're feeling that right now, which is great. While you're still single, while you're sending that after a day. Yeah. Like, I totally get, like, if you don't have romantic attraction, fine. But, like, you seem like you were enjoying the conversation, so, like, what was the flip, my guy? I don't get it. Do not understand. But that was my that was my day yesterday. And I have a dinkle here. But yeah, I'm not sure how long we'll stream tonight. Don't give mixed signals like you're a car turning right and then turns left. Yeah, I see too many of those on the highway. Not fun. I'm not sure how long we'll play tonight. We might end early, but I also don't know how much longer we have left of the game, to be honest. So, but I appreciate all being here. The upcoming stream schedule is as follows. So, on Monday, we're going to be playing a game called Hyper Light Drifter, which I also realized this is not the game I promised I would play, but it's fine. It's the one I've been talking about, so we're going to play that on Monday. Tuesday is going to be beginning Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then next Saturday, as of right now, we'll be continuing with Citizen Sleeper 2, unless if we finish it tonight. If we finish it tonight, we'll move on to Mass Effect 2. But that is the tea. That is very much the tea. I think before we dive into gameplay, I think we're gonna just do a quick BRB so that I can run ads and not be on camera for like 5 minutes before we start gaming, because I don't want to get into like 10 minutes of gameplay and then be like, okay, it's break time, bye. So I think we're going to do that first. So everyone grab some snacks, grab some water, grab a cuddle buddy, and we'll be back in 5 to press forward with Citizen Sleeper 2, so we'll be right back. Alright, friends, we are here to continue playing some Citizen Sleeper 2. I do not know how far we have left to go, but where we left off is we are basically... We've received help from Ankita's contact, who I don't remember his name exactly. And we now have another sleeper on board. His name is... or their name is... Actually, it's Flint. Their name is Flint. And apparently, we used to work with Flint back on some mining thing, I think. And we obviously have no memory of it, but Flint remembers us, which is kind of fun, kind of an interesting dynamic. I think this is our first time seeing another sleeper that isn't us in a game, so this is kind of fun. But we basically left off with, we're gonna go talk to Flint's friend and meet up with him on the Greenway to then go over to Darkside together and kind of help Ankita with everything. So we should be nearing the end. I'm worried for what's going to happen, simply because the closer we are to Lane, the closer he can see and feel us, but also he knows he can manipulate our body. So I'm a little concerned on how that's gonna play out when we haven't told anybody what's happening with us. So that's gonna be fun. Ooh, we're 180 cycles in. So about a half a year. If we had to put this into human time, that's about half a year. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we do have 3 points available, which I'm not going to spend on anything. Let me see. Yeah, and all of our drives involve us going to the next place. Belts. Oh, wait, let's get more fuel. Let's get more fuel. We have a shit ton of money. Let's buy fuel. we cannot go directly there. Because the space field blocks our way. Blocks the way. And we actually have decent rolls. And we are still stressed. So I think one of the things we're gonna do... Oh, that's not what I want. I want... Gonna rest and recover. Nice. We got rid of our stress. Okay, and then we are gonna do some Solheim data mining. Cool. Okay, now we're going to Greenway. I really wonder if the game's gonna give us a, like, sequence of point of no return. Oh, look at it. It's all dusty. Greenbelt view. Oh, we can sketch a design here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that before we talk to our dude. As I eat leftover takoyaki from yesterday. Nice. Ooh, Carmen. Okay, Carmen's the name. Buy a drink and wait to be called. Okay, actually, let's buy some fuel first. And now let's do the thing. Okay. The wheat sheaf is surprisingly welcoming for what was once an old Solheim canteen. The corporate bones are still there, metal stools, a strip of service windows, sheet metal walls. But over the tens of thousands of cycles since the collapse, they have been softened and changed, layered with the detritus of human existence. As you wave at the bar with Seraphin, oh, we're with Seraphin. You look at the planters welded into the walls, the scrawled messages, the layers of stickers and flyers and posters, the amber light fittings replacing the old fluorescent strips, the gear racks lined with farmers' packs, the netting bulging with crates and canisters. Along with the low rumble of conversation coming from the old off-shift farmers, it all lends a warmth to the place, one that helps soothe your nerves ahead of the meet with Carmen. Nice in a second, husband remembered us? Yeah, really. Well, it's because waifu isn't around. There's our boy! Oh, he's so cute. I love him. You and Seraphin lean side by side at the bar, facing towards the room. You both watch Flint just across from you, who insisted on coming along. Seraphin clears his throat. What do you think of Cadence? What do you think of Cadence? The sudden question makes you look over at him. And you see him playing with his coin, spinning it in his palm. Oh, God. What do you mean? Seraphin shakes his head and turns to you. You know what I mean. No, I do not know what you mean, sir. I need direct communication. Dude, is second husband breaking up with us? I'm gonna be so mad if second husband's breaking up with us. Hi, Goose. Good to see you. Appreciate the lurk, friend. I think he pauses and then starts again. We kind of have a thing. He shakes his head. I know, you know what I mean. I noticed. Yeah, I thought you might. Yeah, and I don't like it, sir. How are you doing, Goose? File a divorce and ask for the ship and cat? Well, I guess I just wanted you to know. I need you to stop, Seraphin. I need you to smooch me. I'm gonna write this fanfic harder, sir. God. fucking hate it here. I just want to be with Seraphine. I should not feel this torn up about this. I should not feel this way about Seraphine having a thing. A fling, if you will. But I fucking hate it here. Well, allergies are just killing me. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I as a musician and just like as a person, like I just live with chronic congestion, I feel. Like it's never better. It just stays all the time. You're thinking how to respond when the bartender taps you on the shoulder and nods towards the door of the back room. It's time. You look over at Seraphine and Flint, who is already approaching you. You give them a nod and head inside. The back room is metal walled and lined with racks of old Solheim tech. You see cookers and auto wash units piled up with dead terminals and servers. At the far end, a window looks out across the greening glass of Greenbelt's farms. You made it. Carmen smiles, backlit by the window. We have a lot to discuss. Let's get to it. First, if you don't mind, Carmen nods at the other sleeper as they enter and gestures towards the door. Flint turns to you. I'll be outside. Aw, Flint's not allowed to be in the room. Aw. They slide the door shut, standing guard. Oh, Flint's standing guard. Got it. Okay, I'm okay with that. We have to take some precautions even here. Carmen gestures for you to come closer. So, Seraphine sighs, is this plan of ours looking any more reasonable? That depends on what your crew can bring to the table. Carmen glances at you. We're going to need to do a lot of work to direct the data Ankita gave you towards those that we need to see. What do you have in mind? We need to reveal Lane's betrayal to Utsubo and Darkseid without being discovered in the process. Not an easy task. Will they turn on him? Hard to tell without us being there. You'd know better than me how much infighting is going on within Utsubo, but my suspicion is that the recent expansion has stretched them pretty thin. We make contact with Ankita as soon as we make it onto Darkseid. Seraphine looks at you. We just need to stay under Lane's radar, which is going to be hard, because Lane can access our brain and hack our brain, but we haven't told anyone that. So, what are we doing here, Sleeper? What are we doing? The thought of Lane brings the memory of his attempted takeover to the front of your mind. Maybe you should tell somebody, sir? The feeling of him slipping behind your eyes, moving your frame, that can't happen again. Apologies, we do not wish to interrupt, but we must interject in your current course. Overseer appears in the void, flickering nervously. An encounter with Lane would likely be catastrophic. Overseer's 3 forms orbit you. As we have mentioned on arrival to Habpep, we must immediately seek the mainframe, from where we can recover my codebase and reconstruct ourselves. We would then be able to aid you in your defense against being rewritten. My sleeper in Christ, please tell them. This is our recommended course. The 3 heads nod simultaneously and decisively. Still with us, sleeper? You come back to your Seraphine's concerned face. You dropped out for a second. Alright, we're gonna explain Overseer. You tell Seraphine and Carmen about Overseer, about the whole Solheim protocol slipped into your frame from the prime shipmine Jeanmi used in the diagnostic process, of Overseer's protection from Lane's attempts to control you, of its proposal to make that protection effective through the old mainframe of Darkseid. They listen quietly, Seraphine carefully watching you as you explain. Revealing all this, you feel the burden of holding that knowledge alone being lifted. Finally, we tell them. This just changes things. Carmen turns and looks out at the large window at the back of the room, towards the glass canopy of the farms. We can't take on Lane without protecting you from him. Carmen turns back. You should look out for the mainframe. I will make contact with Ankita, and we will meet when you are ready. But this has to remain secret from Lane and Utsubo. If you are revealed, I am not sure I will be able to recover you. By the time you have ensured your safety, I will have put together a plan with Ankita to expose Lane. We take it step by step. The crux will be to find a way to disseminate the data we have on Lane to his gang, or even Darkseid at large. Carmen stops, the path ahead still unclear to him. There's a nervous intake of breath from Seraphine. You share his apprehension. There are so many variables at play here. Some of the old text strapped to a nearby rack flickers with a cascade of status lights. You all turn to look, and as you do, motors and servos begin spinning within the machines, whining and groaning. They harmonize, then begin to produce a voice. Our apologies. The voice is shrill and distorted. We must interpose ourselves. You recognize the tone immediately. It's Overseer. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We are regretful. Solheim hardware in this room provided the opportunity for us to speak for ourselves. If the pile of servers Overseer was controlling could look any more apologetic, you imagine it would. I understand. We are a servo clicks as it skips a rotation. Thankful. We ascertain you require dissemination of data within facility you target. The whine pitches higher as the motors increase their speed. As a Solheim protocol, we have capabilities to instigate station-wide announcements and messaging. Oh, so Overseer can actually help us. So you could blast out Lane's betrayal through Darkseid's corporate hardlines and flood the network with it. Seraphim looks impatiently at the screeching pile of scrap. Sir, calm down. If that is what you require of us, we are pleased to serve. The shrill tone of the response makes you cringe. Carmen has been listening silently, but now he interjects. Why would we trust you? He glances in your direction. You seem to be little more than a parasite in the sleeper system. If we use your unflattering analogy, then you will understand that a parasite requires the body of its host to live. The motors stutter. We will ensure the sleeper's continuance. And afterwards, Carmen folds his arms. When you have what you want and regain your codebase from the mainframe, will you still do as we ask? We will endeavor to do so. The acrid smell of burning motors now fills the room, but we will undergo a transformative refactoring. We will become whole again, so we cannot speak for our actions in the future with certainty. Seraphim and Carmen exchange concerned looks. We can do what you require. We will protect the sleeper. We will disseminate the data. We are a service protocol. We will serve. Sir, you're in the middle of being divorced. Sit down, Seraphim. The motors and servers stutter and whine and then go still, the status lights blinking and then fading to darkness. Overseer has retreated. We aren't actually going to do what the ghost says, are we? Seraphim looks between you and Carmen. Yes, we are, because you're no longer my husband, my guy. The offer is a tempting one, and one that ultimately we cannot refuse, he sighs. But we must proceed with extreme care and caution. What do you think, Sleeper? Seraphim meets your eye. I trust Overseer. Then that's that. We have our plan. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, you and your crew will find the mainframe and access it. I will find Ankita. She'll help us disseminate the evidence of Lane's collusions through Utsubo, and then, as a fallback, Overseer will send it through the old networks to all of Darkseid. A simple plan until you get to the details. Seraphim looks down, frustrated. Speaking of plans, I have a present for you. One that will improve our chances. Carmen pulls a small box from the nearest rack, one you hadn't noticed before, and it hinges open, revealing a chunk of tech you don't recognize. Oh, is this to get through the boundaries? Spoof transponder. Yes, we finally have one. It will conceal your ship on approach to Darkseid, give it a new identity, one unlikely to draw attention from the Utsubo-controlled docking admin. Seraphim takes this transponder and turns it over. Where'd you get this? Even retired mercenaries have their secrets. Carmen smiles. Seraphim looks to you. I'll be with you this time, Sleeper. We should think of who else we want on the station, too. I agree. Carmen interrupts. Make sure you trust those you bring with you and prepare as best as you can. We can't know how this will play out. You nod. You'll get one shot at this. Then we are ready. Carmen takes a breath. I have my own way of getting onto Darkseid, but here. He passes you a small strip of plastic stamps with numbers, my private frequency. When you're on approach to Darkseid, message me here and I will sync up my transit. He points at the transponder in Seraphim's hand. Just make sure to install that first. Oh, Bliss is 100% coming. Absolutely. Also thinking of maybe taking Flint as well. Seraphim nods. We got it. He sighs, the weight of the task ahead suddenly very apparent. Well, I suppose that's it. Carmen gives you both a serious look. It is. He smiles. Don't leave me waiting long. There will be more time when it's all over. Time where you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder, I hope. You leave Carmen in the back of the wheat sheaf, Flint sliding open the door as you leave. It takes the entire journey back to the ship for your nerves to settle. The end of this ordeal is so close, and yet it feels like an impossible leap to get there. Perhaps in a handful of cycles you'll know how impossible or possible it is. Hi, Seraphim. This is actually a cute. You're cute. Why do you have to betray us, sir? So how are we feeling about this Solheim protocol in your head? Seraphim doesn't look up from installing the transponder, a set of wires and cables waving loosely around him in the low light of the cockpit. Overseer is okay. Glad to hear it, although you'll have to forgive me for being a bit concerned. He begins unscrewing a panel beneath the flight console. Maybe you could have mentioned it earlier. Yeah, we could have, but we did not. Seraphim clips his magnetic screwdriver to the side of the console's base and turns to face you, dusting off his hands. I've understood for a while now, Sleeper, that there are things you experience that I can't even come close to knowing how they feel. But that doesn't mean I don't understand you as a person. Seraphim gives you a concerned look. I know you are secretive, defensive, and I know there's reasons for that. I also know you're warm and kind and generous to those on the ship with you. Seraphim pauses, collecting his thoughts. I trust you, Sleeper, and I won't question this. But please hold on to what's human in you, because that is what I'm holding on to. Seraphim stops, his eyes a little wild, his tone a little unsure. Yeah, are we gonna kiss? He finds himself again, settles his emotions, and turns back to the transponder. Right, that's it. He twists something beneath the console. Spoof transponder is in. There's nothing keeping us out of Darkside. You exchange a look. Say the word when you want to go. Alright. I guess this is it. We have to go back to Darkside. Infiltrate Darkside. Oh, we can go back to Scatter Yards, though. We got all the sketches we need. We can go back to Scatter Yards. Yeah. Let's do the sketches first. Let's do that. Let's finish out that. Sleeper, Surya booms as he meets you inside his yard. I couldn't be happier to see you. Tell me, did you find inspiration out there in the belt? I did. Let me see your work. He holds out a hand and you pass him the color slate. Lovely. He scrolls through the sketches. I'll pass your designs on to my crews, where they will build on them. Surya gestures to the yard. They are the best ship fitters in all the belt, as you know. If you come to the yard and speak with them, you may choose whichever design you desire. He squints at the slate. This hollow drawing is really quite interesting. He reaches into his tool belt and produces a stack of chits. The remainder of your fee. Our business is concluded. He nods, adding a little bow to his movement. I'm a busy man, and must get to my business, but thank you again for helping to build a legacy for my yard. He folds his arms across his chest. I believe you have work to see, too. But imagine, if you will, flying out on your next contract in a freshly livery. A beautiful reinvention from Surya's yard. When your clients ask you why your rig is so beautiful, feel free to send them to me. He smiles, bows, and turns to leave. Seraphim, you coward, smooch the Sleeper. We just want them to kiss. You watch Surya go, still unsure if his entire attitude is an act meant to confuse you into consent. He's a hard man to dislike, but there is something about him you can't quite put a finger on. Either way, it is hard to not feel a bit thankful for the chance he gave you to look at the belt with new eyes, even if it was while flying on one of the most garish ships the belt's ever seen. Oh, upgrade. Okay, so let's go to the shipyard. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. But then what about... But I want to see all of them. Ooh, this is the spindle. I like the spindle. Then green belt. Let's see what that one looks like. Oh, the green belt's kind of cute. Oh, that one's kind of cute. Yeah, let's keep that one. Let's keep that one. I think let's keep that one. I'm not sure. Okay, but first we're gonna need more fuel. And we're gonna need... We have 6 dice to go through, or 5 dice to go through, so we'll see. We shall do the things first. Okay, so we'll definitely get some components out of this. This is nice. 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 Cool beans. Alright. It's dark side time. It's dark side time. Alright, who are we gonna bring? Oh, fuck. We're gonna probably need someone with endurance, maybe. Yujin is the only one who has the endurance skill, which I don't necessarily trust him for this. I'm torn between Flint and Yujin, honestly. That's where I'm kind of a little about right now. Could go with Flint and wing it. Yeah, we could do that. Everyone's so pretty. I know, right? Bliss is our they them friend. They were also in the first game as well. Yujin is a kind of like a merc worker. Junie is like a techie. Flint is another sleeper like us. Kind of also another they them friend. I want Bless's jacket. Me too. Cadet is almost like a runner. And Nia is kind of like another merc worker, but not really. The developer does a really good job with character designs in this game. They're just so good. They're also unique and stylized and individual. Like, they're so good. They're so good. I would easily cosplay as Bliss. Like, I love them. I don't want it to end. Me neither, honestly. But we're gonna see how this... We're gonna see the things. Alright, sleeper. Look at us floating. You want to do the honors? Seraphim is strapped in the pilot seat, guiding the rig towards Darkside. You take the strip of plastic Carmen gave you and copy the frequency into the comms window of the console. You type a simple message. Heading in, good luck. The console chimes, the message is sent. You hope Carmen is in range to receive it. You search inside your mind, wanting to find the overseer there, but you feel no presence. You hope they will be ready when called for. Our direction seems really strong in this game. Oh, it's so good. And this is also like the first game as well. This one builds a lot on the first game in terms of what you can do in the game, but like the art style is the same. I like the first game a lot because you stay on one station and you travel amongst the one station, whereas in this one, like, you get to explore different stations, which is kind of fun. I really enjoyed that aspect of this game. This game is definitely longer, I feel. There's definitely a lot more you can do. And both games, Citizen Sleeper 1 and 2, both have multiple, or from my understanding, this game will also have multiple endings, much like the first one. But yes, I absolutely love the art of this game. I need to get the art book at some point. You look ahead out of the cockpit towards the distant glimmer of Darkside. Time to take on Lane. So excited. Okay. When Seraphim finally brings the rig into the Sunward docks, everyone in the cockpit lets out a sigh of relief. The approach was simple, routine even. This game are stunning. I think the Spindle is my favorite so far. I actually really like Darkside just because of like the lights and stuff. It just looks so good. Checking in with the port administration, being assigned a dock, bringing the rig to a stop. All of it familiar, but all of it laced with the tension of knowing that at any point it could all go very wrong. The spoof transponder worked. Seraphin shakes his head. So at least we know Carmen's as good as his word. So far. Let's take this one step at a time, alright? He shuts down the engine and unclips from his seat. Hexport was also very pretty before it got exploded. That is very true. You see Bliss nervously staring out at Darkseid. They notice you looking and smile a weak smile. The real test for Carmen is connecting with Ankita safely. If Utsubo finds, they stop themselves. She is in serious danger. Bliss seems as nervous as you have ever seen them, and you wonder if it is the job that is weighing on them or the possibility of seeing Ankita again. Oh, that could also be detrimental because they're exes. You can trust Carmen. Flint looks to you. And if Carmen trusts Ankita, well, she's good too. We need to worry about Utsubo, not our allies. You try to imagine Carmen somewhere on Darkseid, perhaps smuggling himself aboard a freighter or among the crew of a trusted ally. You hope he is confident as he seemed about finding Ankita. We need to spend less time worrying about what Carmen has to do and more about what's ahead of us. Seraphin turns to you. The old facility. Habhep, was it? I'm guessing that's deep below all this. Seraphin gestures towards the vast accumulation that is Darkseid, a city that grew on the back of the Habhep solar cells layer by layer. Its chaotic structure is neither planned nor regulated, but the foundations it is built on should be as formal as any corporate facility. That means we need a path down into the foundations, and I suggest we just don't take the first one we find. Seraphin continues. We scope the area out carefully, quietly. Look for the right path into the heart of this place. What about Utsubo? Well, thanks to Spoof Transponder, they don't know we're here. Let's keep it that way. We're right behind you, Sleeper. Let's start the search. Seraphin nods. I'll hold the rig down. We don't want you losing your extra route like last time. He winks. Here, he hands you a comms piece. I salvaged this from a suit helmet. It isn't secure, but as long as Utsubo don't know we're here, it should be fine. I'll let you know as soon as I hear from Carmen. He meets your eyes. Go get this done, Sleeper. You nod. This is what it all comes down to. Are we on a clock? Doesn't look like we're on a clock. Like, look how pretty this place is. And we're also seeing this from a different perspective because, like, this way it was like it was facing this way. You just had a thought? I love hearing thoughts, actually. Means exploring every path down to find the right descent. Got it. Okay. So go over the edge, analyze layers. So there's 3 access points. Underpass. Okay. Okay. That traitorous guy we left behind, what if you run into him? I mean, he could still be in the cells for all we know. He could still be in there. Okay, can we actually repair dice, or is this technically on contract? Ooh, we cannot. Oh, we have only 5 supplies. Oh, so this is technically a contract right now. Okay, so we need to make the best of this. Nice. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I need to put Bliss and Flint. Okay, so let me look at Bliss. Bliss, you can do that port, that one, or this one. Okay. Let's start here because we already started putting dice here. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's not the right path down. Okay, Flint. What do you got for us? So Flint can do this one. I think both of them can do that one, technically. Ooh, they can both do this one. Okay. And so can we. If it's broke, I'll fix it. Nice. Nice. Not that one, so it'll be this one. I feel like discomfort in my lower ribs right now. Okay. So, let's see. I'll be okay. Okay, we took one stress. Oh, shit, we are very much on the underside. That's why it's so bright underneath dark side. Okay, that makes sense. As you're gliding down a dark tunnel, descending deeper below dark side, you experience your earpiece begins hissing with static. Sleeper, Carmen contact met with target. You strain to hear the rest of the message, but the static overpowers his voice. You stop and push the earpiece in deeper. Continue, stay safe. The line goes dead. But stops and turns back in the tunnel. Sounds like Carmen has made contact with Ankita. They look behind them. We should keep moving. The sooner we hit the mainframe, the better. Yeah, I was not expecting this to be this bright either. You feel the concern for Ankita, despite everything. You continue your descent down, ducking under thick cables and collapsed beams. The busy urban life of the city above seems far away now, hidden from your senses. Its rumble and brightness have been replaced by the cloying dark and growing oppressive heat. Darkside and the HAPEP facility it was built on has been running unrestrained ever since the collapse, gaining huge volumes of energy, more than its residents ever could use. You feel like you can sense it in the walls, running like a torrent just behind the thin skin of metal and rubber. A large portion of the vast amount of current running through the station is radiated into the void as heat, making Darkside a typically humid station. But down here, that heat is drier and more intense, and sections of wall glow with a fiery intensity. Ooh. The tunnel levels out, and light blasts through the shutter-striped viewing windows on either side, illuminating the passage in stripes of burning white. Through the gaps, you can see a labyrinth of walkways and scaffolding tucked into the margins of vast solar cells. The heat washes across your vinyl skin, making you tense against it. The underside of Darkside must be crossed. Ooh, substructure. Ah. Okay. Okay, so Bliss will be useless here. Good. Glad to see it. It is so bright. Oh my god. Okay, we'll do... It's a 50-50, but we'll see what happens with Flint. Okay. And we'll see what happens here. We did get some of that, too. Ooh, double stress. Okay. We're a little closer, though. That's okay. I could have gone for a reroll, but I don't want to incur more stress than I have to. Just in case. Okay, good rolls. Good rolls. Okay. I will use one of mine. In your exploration of the HAPEP facility, you have seen, through viewing windows and shutter slats, a huge blister projecting out amongst the hex-shaped cells. You have approached it, circled it, and now find yourself passing into it, through layer after layer of broken and corroded safety doors. Even if you have not felt Overseer stirring, you would know this is the mainframe, but you have felt the protocol's presence, restlessly turning over in your mind like a sleeping animal, occasionally probing your senses, tracking your progress. We feel at home. Overseer's multiple bodies stretch out their arms as if basking in sunlight. The system's network signals they are fractured and weak, but we know them. They are welcoming us. Sleeper? Bliss's concerned face swims in your vision. Is this it? You look around, suddenly aware that you have drifted somewhere you do not recognize, in a state you were not in control of. Turned on dark mode? Yeah. The spherical chamber you float within has a mezzanine set across its circumference. Not however the fuck I just said it. The floor and metal grating you can see through. On this mezzanine are banks and banks of terminals, thick gathered cables snaking away from them across the floor. All of it bakes into the heat of Habeb's vast resistors. You follow those cables with your eyes. They lead to a cylindrical column coming down from the apex of the chamber. It is corroded and bent a little, with very few of its thousands of lights still flickering. Even in its decayed state, you know immediately, this is the mainframe. Excuse me. You feel a yearning towards it. One you know comes from Overseer. But as you look around for a connection point, all you see are burnt out cables, rusted sockets, and broken terminals. The glow of warmth makes you feel woozy. You need to work quickly to bring this back online before the current flowing through this place bakes you into the metal of its walls. Okay. Oh, it makes a weird noise too. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. We'll put you there. We'll put you there. Oh, boss took some stress. That's okay, though. Nice. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, nice. And we still have our 4 dice that we can use. The column of the mainframe pulses with the fractured lights, a scattered wave of systems awakening, accompanied by the whine and stutter of the machines all around. Mainframe is up. Flint looks nervously around the room, now shaking and shimmering with energy. Time to connect, but if I see something that isn't right, I'm pulling you out. You reach out for the primed connector, and with your other hand touch the socket as the base of your synthetic skull. As you do, a sharp shock runs through your fingers. For a moment, it feels like your vision doubles, but as you pull the connector and its cables across your vision, you see it is only your body that is doubling. The connector, a stable object with your arm, leaves ghostly imprints through the air. You wave it back and forth, but the multiplied arms do not follow. Each instead takes on a life of its own, grabbing around your forearm and wrist, taking control of your arm. You feel their force as they push your arms across your body over your shoulder. They push once more and the connector finds its home in the socket. Ooh, okay, so this is probably Overseer taking over. Familiar flow, but stronger, rushing rapid. Then a figure, no, 3 figures, descending into it. A swimmer stepping into a river, a sleeper drifting out of an airlock, a symbol being subsumed into a sign. And you, a little more than a witness, a marionette, its strings outstretched, mapped hand to hand, leg to leg to another. The flow freezes, the 3 figures almost overlapping, almost complete, but not quite. Their tripled eyes look back to you in horror. The voice, shrill, silent in your head. There's someone else in here. Lane? Heat gazing your thick final skin, the mainframe a whirring chaos of light and sound. A brightness. Then it fades, the lights shutting off, the servers powering down, a single blinking light the only thing left on the dark column, keeping time like a metronome. What happened? Flint looks you up and down, checking for damage. Did something blow in the system? Did Overseer cross over? You close your eyes and try to recall the events that happened when you connected, playing them back in greater detail. Oh, I wonder if it's Lane. Overseer was there entering the mainframe, but something froze the system, locked them in place. What did they say? Someone was there with them. You open your eyes. Was this a trap? Someone else took control. As you speak, a fizzing static fills one ear. You flinch, thinking it is some new invasion of your system, but then you hear Seraphim through the haze. Sleeper, come now, waiting the rig. It's no use. You'll have to ascend to find out what's going on topside. You look at the mainframe with its signal blinking light, still keeping time. It looks like Overseer will have to wait. Trapped in the mainframe, Overseer is still the key to all of this. You hope you can get the protocol out, but you need to hear what Seraphim has to say first. You make your way out of the core, ascending back through the layers of Habhep, back into the docks. I wonder what the fuck Seraphin wants. Is it even Seraphin? I don't know. Can we body double? I guess not. No, it is Seraphin. He meets you at the docking tunnel. They are waiting inside. He shakes his head and nods to the airlock. Come on. Hi, Carmen. You cross onto the ship in silence and find Carmen in the cockpit looking out at Darkseid as it sprawls across the stars. Sleeper, Carmen turns. Sorry to pull you away, but you need to know what's coming. What's going on? This idiot blew my cover. Oh, shit. You turn as Ankita enters the cockpit behind you and Seraphin. You immediately clock the fresh bandage sleeve around her forearm. I don't see a bandage sleeve, but okay. Think you did a pretty good job of that yourself, Carmen retorts. You see a twinkle in his eye that suggests this back and forth is a well-practiced part of the relationship. Perhaps, but we'll never know now. Not after you intervene to rescue me. Her hand goes to her bandaged arm almost instinctively. Can someone please explain what happened? I passed the data on Kita and she tried to broach it with Utsubo. He folds his arms, but Lane was more paranoid than we expected. He was listening in. Either that or his lapdog Daiichi ratted us out. She shakes her head. I would have put him down if he hadn't got the jump on me. Either way, Carmen cuts back in calmly. I had to pull Ankita out. Carmen turns back to look over Darkseid. This information did get through though, and now Utsubo is in crisis as its members side with or against Lane. Meanwhile, Daiichi is hunting us. Ankita screws up her face, which means we need to be careful. Even more careful now. That's why I called you in. Seraphin puts a hand on your shoulder. You need to watch your back. Indeed. Carmen turns to face you, but how about the mainframe? Have you been successful? You explain the events of this cycle. The mainframe booting up, the successful connection, and then Overseer being locked inside, frozen by some force. You mentioned their warning. There's someone else in here. Carmen nods thoughtfully. Unfortunately, we need that mainframe more than ever. With Ankita out of Utsubo, we have to get the word out. Carmen's right. Utsubo will be distracted by these revelations, but it won't last. Without further proof, they'll all line up behind Lane in time. We have to free Overseer. We need the mainframe. Overseer is just our access tool. If your protocol is being locked in by some counter protocol or agent, I wouldn't be surprised if it could be traced back to Utsubo. Ankita looks at Carmen. I know the locations of a few of the Utsubo network nodes. We should hit them first. No, we need to stay under the radar. Sleeper and their crew will investigate the nodes quietly. Carmen nods at you. You and I will run interference. Keep Utsubo away from these locations as best as we can. What if we don't find anything? Utsubo uses the Hardline network for old facility. If it isn't them locking down the mainframe, it's someone using that infrastructure. You think of the feeling of stasis when you felt the Overseer was trapped, and the power required to halt the flow of the mainframe as vast and ingrown as the Habep one. Could it just be an Utsubo hacker? You doubt it. Seems you have a plan. Seraphin looks between you all. That we do, and we'll need you to keep running comms between us. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, Ankita will give you the location to dig into, but keep it quiet. Daiichi is out there, and he isn't easily avoided as some low-ranking enforcer. Oh, so this will be one of our time clocks. Okay. Or not actual time clock, but like if you fail, negative outcome. Ankita slaps the top of a couple of crates of supplies you hadn't noticed before. Consider these a parting gift for my tenure at Utsubo. Swipes them from a gang storehouse. Oh, more supplies. Thought you might need a resupply. Oh, bet. Alright, Carmen addresses the room. Keep quiet and keep in touch. We can still pull this off. Nice. Okay. Oh, so this is once per cycle. Okay. Okay. I've seen 2 network nodes to identify the protocol or agent interfering with the mainframe. Okay. So we can pick which 2 we want to do. I'm voting this one. And this one. Because the other 2, we suck at. We don't have endurance skills. Hi, Ellie. Good to see you. How are you? we gained stress from that? Oh, boo. We gained more stress from that? Bruh. Come on. Stop it. Bap, bap, bap. Bap, bap, bap. We're gonna need to be able to repair dice. That's the biggest concern. If we're unable to repair dice, because, yeah, one of our dice is already fucking broken. So we're doing good. Waiting for WrestleMania to start? Ooh. When does that start? I'm assuming it starts soon today, right? Also glad you had fun going to antiquing as well. Don't make me bonk or boop you. Okay. Okay, so they're not plus on either of these. Okay, so we can put them anywhere. So let's start with node, dock node. Let's start with this dock node. Nice. Then we'll have Bliss kind of finish it off. Nice. Okay. Now we're gonna start on this one. Firing up the torch. Oh. Daichi start. Fuck. Damn. Okay. That is not helpful. Can we pull this off in 3 dice? Hopefully we can pull this off in 3 dice. Oh, bet. Beautiful. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. I don't believe it. Carmen stares through the stutters of the viewing window at a smooth, squat ship tucked into the derelict bay between the hexes. How long has it been here? That also had me on edge. When the nodes were hacked and the trace established, you imagine it might lead to an Utsubo operator or perhaps an old sub-node containing an aggressive Solheim protocol, gone mad with isolation. Not this. Never this. A Senate stat ship tucked into the belly of Darkseid like a parasite. Oh, so it's like right here. We need to move on that ship now. Ankita is already adjusting her gear, preparing for an assault. We can hit an Utsubo safe house for weaponry. There's one... Carmen holds up a hand. This is a gift, Ankita. Don't be so brash. He turns back to face the both of you. All we have had until now was data, conversations, evidence easily denied or destroyed by Lane. But a Senate stat ship hidden inside the station? Carmen nods grimly. There are hundreds of crews, thousands of residents who would give everything to protect Darkseid from the war. Carmen turns back to the ship, silhouetted against the starlight. All we need to do is point them in the right direction. We turn Darkseid on the ship. This is smart. And on Lane at the same time. Carmen nods grimly. We leak it all, send it out through the mainframe. The ship's location, the evidence of Lane's betrayal. All of it. But we can't get into the mainframe with the ship still inside of it, right? You're forgetting one thing. Ankita interrupts. Until that ship leaves or is taken, they still have the mainframe locked down. Thank you, Ankita. We can't blast out its location through the network without taking it on first. Carmen pauses, considering his options. You look out the Senate stat ship, half concealed in the bay. It looks sleek, dangerous. What defenses might a ship like that deploy when threatened? Carmen and Ankita exchange looks. Then we attack first. Carmen and I will distract the ship's occupants, turn their focus away from the mainframe. Then you, Sleeper, hit the mainframe and force them out. As soon as Overseer is released, you send out everything. Once it hits the network, our backup will come. He gives Ankita a grim look. We only have to hold him off for as long as it takes for our other crews to realize what is happening. The plan feels desperate, and you know that Carmen and Ankita think so too. Will Darkseid really mobilize against the ship so quickly? 2 old mercs against an unknown Senate stat force feels like an unwinnable battle. We know the stakes, Sleeper. Ankita takes a breath. We can handle them. Ankita frowns, an unpleasant thought passing through her mind. I have given up everything to get Utsubo out. Let me finish the job. Alright, let's do it. She nods. Go to the mainframe and get set up. When you're ready to connect, let us know. Carmen puts a hand on your shoulder. Once you start, don't stop for anything. Get the data out. He meets your eye. We will handle ourselves. You turn and glide away, looking over your shoulder at the two ex-mercs as they discuss their plan of attack. Seeing them slip back into their old roles, you can't help but wonder, does anyone ever outrun their past? Or is it always waiting there in the dark to claim you in the end? Oh, that's deep. Okay, so this is where we prepare the hack. Okay, so this is where we slip. We sleep. Oh, so I hit the wrong button. Oh, man. And we can't repair dice now, can we? No, we can't. Fuck. Okay. We are going to take a 5-minute break because my voice does need a moment to rest. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, so don't forget to do self-care things. We will be back to continue this. I think we're probably finishing it tonight, which is like, ooh, I don't know how to feel about that. But I'm really excited to see how this is going to end. I'm curious on how all the stuff with Lane's going to pop back up. But we'll be back in 5 minutes, so don't forget to do self-care things, and we'll be right back. Why were you arguing with your duvet, Susie? I don't understand. But hello, friends. Welcome back. Again, trying to figure out what's going on with the plushie. I want the Wraith plushie, so I had to, like, remake an Instagram account because that's, like, the only thing that, like, this person's, like, recently uploaded on. So I commented, like, hey, I bought a plushie and I can't access anything. Please help. Jesse, thank you for the lurky hello in combat. Good to see you. Thank you for the check-in. Much appreciate both of you. You saw alligators today? Like, in the wild? Or were they contained somewhere? Also, Julie, thank you for the drop. Oh, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? Oh, he made it! Look at him. Look at hims. It got tangled, and it was a bald duvet mess, and I have been meaning to sort it out. Fair, fair, fair. In the wild, but wild is a preserve. Got it. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. That's cool, though. I went and got ramen yesterday. I have the leftover takoyaki with me as well. That is my dinner, is the leftover takoyaki. But we're here to continue playing Citizen Sleeper because it's getting feisty up in here. Okay, so we're gonna utilize our besties first. Nice. Okay. Really, my partner and I had ramen yesterday too. Nice. I had ramen from one of my favorite ramen places. It was only because I was looking at an apartment near there. Nice. I was looking at an apartment near that ramen place. I haven't been there in a while. I'm like, hey, Audio, who's like someone in the Twitch chat. Not here right now, I don't think, but someone in Twitch chat that I've met off stream. You wanna like, go get ramen? So we went and got ramen. It's very good ramen. Very good ramen. The heat inside the Habep cores is intense. As you stare at the column on the mainframe, it's one blinking light still keeping time. Everything is prepared. Bliss looks at you. Their hair stuck to their forehead with sweat. We should let Carmen know. Good soup indeed. You glance at Ankita's thumbnail drive, now slotted in the main terminal, containing a data packet with everything you need to unseat Lane and reveal the Senate stat ship. You hope it'll be enough. You hold a finger to your earpiece and let Seraphin know to relay the message through to Carmen. Alright. Seraphin's voice is heavy with worry. I'll tell them. A long pause. Be safe, Sleeper. Get this done and come back. I will. Good luck, friend. I wish it was a husband and not friend, but okay, whatever, it's fine. The comms click off as Seraphin switches to Carmen's channel. You wait, imagining the conversation, their terse words activating the plan. You wait long enough for Carmen and Ankita to nod to each other, long enough for them to drop down through the bays in silence, to check the weapons they stole from Utsubo, to take their positions, and then to make their move. You grab the connector and hold it behind your head, close to your access port. You silently count to 3, and then connect. At first, nothing has changed. You drop into a state of stasis, a small dark space with no cracks. The mainframe is locked down, shut off, squeezed inside the grip of some clenched fist. Then you see it, a trickle of light, a flicker of threads. Overseer flows into the space and the torrent begins to run. The rushing gray pulse of data, the connective threads, the jewel of the mainframe, they grow inside the space and the space, in turn, grows. We still got toxic husband who will love us unlike Seraphin. That is true, that is true. We see you there, sleeper. Overseer separates and reforms within the expanding landscape. Who is this other? An obstruction. Overseer three heads nod. Then we will clear the path. I usually order tonkatsu, but I do love miso and shoyu as well. But I usually prefer tonkatsu, I think. Yeah. The place I go to, that I, well, not go to all the time, but like the place I love has like tonkatsu black. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Like the stock, like I could just drink the stock, like the actual broth. I would drink that all the time, honestly. It's so good. Overseer explodes. The points and lines of light that describe its human form separate and multiply, constellations bursting outward like a tree of stars. Overseer becomes plural. As they do, the darkness is pushed back, and the extent of the mainframe is revealed. It is a stack of jeweled surfaces, each revealing more facets as the angle changes. From these facets, threads project, cutting out across Darkside, paths that stretch the length of the entire station. Their arrangement is an invitation. Spice bomb and thick noodles is the way, in my opinion. I don't really like do you mean spice bomb as in like super spicy? But I haven't had it with thick noodles before. Do you mean like thick like udon noodles? Because I love udon noodles. Udon noodles are so good. You accept their invitation, sending yourself skimming through lines of light, seeing how the station connects and hums with the flow of data. You see the highest tower, the lowest hex, and then the origin of the dark. Udon is the goat. I do have some udon in my fridge right now. A squiggle of black wrestles around a single point. The Senate stat ship, now a battleground. You see flashes and flickers as Overseer dances around it, cuts at it. But looking around, you see Overseer is everywhere now, multiplied into 1,000 forms. Reunited with a system designed to serve them, they dissolve into it. You suddenly remember what needs to happen, what you need them to do. You send out separate requests, summoning Overseer, reminding them of your agreement. You take the bright polygon of the data packet and present it like an offering to Overseer, who is diffuse, crackling all around you. Euphoric in their reconstruction as a functional protocol. Hi Mary, good to see you, how are you? I wish I had a ramen place close. I'm sad you don't. We have a lot in the area, but this place specifically is my favorite. Like, nothing else is as good. They get great set of repo rounds. I love that for you. I love that. Yeah, I had some very mixed Dead by Daylight games. And I'm like, what's happening here? What's going on? You receive no response. There is nothing more than a whisper snatched away on the flow of data rushing by. And then you hear the static in your earpiece, Seraphin's desperate cry for a response. You see a bright point suddenly close. Inside the core with you, a broadcast going out from it like a beam from a lighthouse. You reach back and pull on the connector just to clear the brightness from your eyes, just to block the broadcast. Oh god, Lane, no! Oh no! Oh fuck. Uh-oh. I mean, Seraphin, this is what happens when you ignore us. Here's our other husband. God, I love his outfit. I love his tattoos. Oh, look, nipple. Nipple peak. The peak of the nipple. All I could hear the entire session was explosions and the sounds of my friends chasing the monsters. Oh, sounds like a fun time. I found you. Lane floats in the mainframe, sweat across his brow, his eyes steely cold. I finally found you. Bliss comes out of the dark with force and ferocity, striking at Lane, wrestling him away. Oh wait, he's physically in the room with them. Oh my god. The tea. Oh my god. Also, Bliss being the first one to throw a punch. I love them. You freeze, watching Lane fight back, hearing Seraphine's voice shimmering in your earpiece, passing on Carmen's desperate request for aid. Reconnect to the mainframe. Grasp connector and then drive it home. We have to do what we need to do. They need our help. I had to mega clutch a save because all 3 of my friends died and we had no idea where the last extraction was, so I had to waddle through the entire map with like 40 health to my name, 2 huntsmen, 3 bangers, and 2 bow ties. Now I know he's the villain, but he's kinda hot. You are in the constellation of Darkseid's network. The exploded body of Overseer stretched across it, as if it has been atomized. Anatomized. Lane is still a beacon, one that flashes close, but you do your best to ignore it and reach out to Overseer once more. Remember me, Protocol, you say. Remember your promise. Something begins to form, begins to flicker. As it does, you hear something outside the network, the bright crack of an electrical discharge, the grunt of pain and impact, then silence again. The brightness grows, it draws closer, and the blinding white light blanks out everything. You open your eyes to a smile like knives. That's such a good description. Behind Lane's pale head, the body of a friend floats, stunned in the dark. The fingers of Lane's carrier signal reach inside your mind. You are boxed into a viewing window behind your eyes, a passenger in your own body. Lane is in control. Oh, it's so much easier now that I am prepared. It's almost a seamless switch. Lane's face is in your vision, but his mouth does not move. And the duality of it, like a mirror, turns to face itself. In perfect unison, you and Lane lift your hands in front of your face and turn them, inspecting them. You feel sickened, a flare of panic going off in your mind. Look at this. Lane opens and closes your fists with a motion like a wave that runs fingers to finger. There are improvements to be made, but this is remarkable. Hi, Leah. Good to see you. How are you? Moo! Moo. Cheese. Love our cheese in this household. Lane's eyes look into your eyes, a perfect loop. I always knew your body was a gift, Sleeper, from the moment I first saw you. A gift you could not recognize because you only saw a burden, something to be escaped from. But I saw what it was, an opportunity. Seraphine turned his back on us. We can go with Lane and they can escape. He will treat us so well. Like a puppet, you are turned to face the mainframe. You glide forward a little, hands reaching for the access terminal. Akita's drive glints there in its slot. You control none of this. Lane's voice. Imagine having more than one body, more than one agent in the world to do your bidding. Your hands reaches down, finger and thumb pinching delicately around the drive. It's a thrilling thought, and one I have harbored for a long time. With a short, sharp motion, you pull the drive free. Then I saw you, my Sleeper, and I knew I must have you. How's the Cheese Queen? We could be doing better. Adulting is adulting, and we don't like it. We know her at least. He at least was willing to hunt us down when we left. True. Ooh, thank you for the water, Redeem. Ooh, and the stretch. I'll crack my neck while I'm at it. Or not really crack my neck. Stretchies. I'm glad I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. That makes me happy. Okay. You hear Seraphine's voice in your ear. Sleeper, Carmen needs that signal to go out now. There's panic in his voice. They can't hold out any longer. No matter how hard you try, your lips do not move. No words can be produced. You feel your hand under Lane's control reach up and pull the earpiece out, letting it float away into the chamber. Enough distractions. Your other hand holds up Ankita's drive, turning it in the light in front of your eyes. Some time ago, I set myself the task of changing you from a hollow thing into a vessel to be filled. Your finger and thumb transfer the drive to your palm, and now I am able, with the help of my allies, to fill you up. Sir? Phrasing? Sir? I mean, not like I don't mind being filled up in that way. But, like, okay, sir, whatever you say. It's fine. It's fine. Giggles immaturely. We are definitely adults here. We are adults. Do you have an Easter egg for tomorrow? Are you asking me if I have an Easter egg for tomorrow? I do not have an Easter egg for tomorrow. Take us out to dinner first. Take us out to dinner first, sir. I am more than singular now, more than flesh and blood, more than you in my ambition, in my desire. And that means you are surplus to me now. Your fist closes hard around the drive, crushing it to dust. Weak and broken thing, your time is over. Lane's other body approaches you and lays its hands on either side of your head. You feel the pressure. You cannot move. You cannot resist. Where's Flint? Hold on. Where the fuck is Flint? Where's Flint during all of this? And then a spark as one of Lane's fingers slips and depresses into a little into the access port in your head. There's a flicker, the flash of something passing through the spaces between. Something writing a signal back to its broadcaster. We have not forgotten, you hear Overseer. They are reconstituted. Overseer coming in fucking clutch. We are ready to act as one. Overseer holds the bright data packet in a single hand. Oh my god. Oh my god, what a clutch. Oh my god. We were broken, we were many, but now we are whole, and we appreciate what you have done. Overseer shapes the data packet into a point, a bright spear of light. The spear extends through your minds gently, harming nothing of you. Instead, its point finds the mind of the other, of Lane, and pierces it directly. Holy shit, did we just lobotomize Lane? You hear Lane scream as his implants burn in his skull, his head flaring bright white in the cloud. And then when that mind has gone dark, and the pressures on the side of your head has receded, the packet explodes across the network, white hot and urgent. In its wake, data points are seeded, conversations, coordinates, a conspiracy. Oh, what a play. At the furthest point of the network, its distant edge, the data packet arrives with little more force than a notification, delivered to every device and terminal within its range. But here, at the epicenter, its blast through you with such power that for a moment, every thought, every idea, every piece that might make up a self is wiped cleanly from your mind. Okay, so... Okay. It takes a long time to put a person back together, a long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what once was whole. Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. Oh, so did we lose our memory again? But you continue anyway through hazy cycles of faces and distant voices. This is, after all, not the first time you have had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. Hi, Seraphine! You're up. Seraphine finds you looking out on the lone window on the rig's berths, a slit that stares out across the shattered edge of Darkside. How long was I out for? Seraphine gives you a half grin. Best not to think about it. He looks away for a second. Long enough. Suddenly, Seraphine crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once and then backs off, hands on both of your shoulders. Good to see you up, as always. Come on, we need to go find Bliss. Seraphine leads you out of the bunks, through the ship, and down the docking tunnel onto Darkside. As you glide through the doors, he recounts what's been happening over these past cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezes through a group of cargo porters carrying crates. Ankita and Carmen held out against the Senna-staffed ship long enough, but they aren't without their share of injuries. Okay, so they survived. They are back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of Utsubo, stop the factional infighting. They're clearing out one of the Utsubo safe houses over in the Rise. I'm sure they could use the help if you need something to do. Marco's here too, though I haven't seen them yet. Seraphine looks away. Akina pulled him out of an Utsubo cell. Now they are working together. I should go see him, but he sighs. You feel like he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to seeing him again either. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He's already left for Oliveira. Seraphine pauses for a second, a memory of that place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. Junie, meanwhile, is still digging into all that data she pulled from the bunker. She's down in the habit core most cycles, trying to make sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. He smiles sympathetically, but there's something behind his look. You can't quite place it. Seraphin, what the fuck are you not telling us? The two of you continue on in silence, drifting into the depths of Darkside. Good friends, side by side. He leads you down into a passage lined with bright lights. Leads you back down a passage lined with bright lights, screens, and signs. Sound and light blasting out of the shop fronts on either side. You know this place, Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives you the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. You wait. Hey, Sleeper, he shoots you a glance. When you're ready, we should talk about the future. What comes next? All that. Whenever you like. Thanks, I'll let you know. Seraphin looks away. Sleeper. Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps to hug you. Oh, Bliss. They let go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphin. First day up, I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. Don't want to overdo it. Okay, so Lane is, I guess, dead? Seraphin shakes his head. Plus, there's more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot into the shop beyond. Bliss' voice drops. You sure, Seraphin? They just got up. Can it wake a cycle? Seraphin looks at you. They should know, Bliss. It's important. Oh, God. What is it? They nod hesitantly and then back into the shop, letting you come inside. Little has changed since you were last there. The stack of servers, the refurbished hardware, secured in roof and wall netting, the connectors, including the one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphin follow behind quietly, and the atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles, making sure you are stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot, and when Overseer pushed Lane out, well, things got more complicated. Oh, I was definitely thinking it was something to do with the frame. All those changes made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function, to accept other emulations, other minds, to open you up to remote access. Well, Overseer did correct some of that, or at least wiped from your system, but the stress involved and the damage from your last partial reboot, Bliss falls silent, unable to answer their own questions. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Lane interrupted. Seraphin can always be relied on to tell you things straight. Not immediately, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up, I'll get to work. Is it dangerous? They take a sigh. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot, Lane interrupted. I'm sure of it, but the effects? Your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction could be bad. We could talk more about it when I have the... Bliss suddenly stops, their eyes shooting to the door. Oh. Oh, Bliss. They don't want to go through with it. Because most likely... Or that might mean our memory might get wiped again. Maybe. Sorry. Oh, Flint showed up at the door. That's why. Sorry, am I... Flint floats into the doorway. They look at you wide-eyed. You're up! Oh, Flint, bless. A smile crosses their face, though it quickly fades. Good to see you. Really good. And you. Flint nods and silence falls on the group. Flint has become my patient too. Bliss clasps their hand nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Lane's stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. Bliss is going to reboot me like you were. Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They sound almost excited at the prospect. You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They give Flint a warning look. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will also need the reboot, but they don't have a choice in the matter. It's essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphin look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a spotlight is being shown in your face. All you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together. Flint speaks quietly. Whatever we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that and more. Oh, Flint. Oh, bless him. Oh, bless them. Let's pick up this again in the future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I am to reboot you both simultaneously. It'll be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours, but without this, you will soon begin a decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins. Seraphin slaps a button to open the door. Come on, Sleeper. Let's get some air. You follow him outside, but when you get there, all you can think of is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You're in control of this sleeper. Seraphim stares at the lights and signs of Flicker Row, looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and I'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphim rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I'll do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I'll fly you out to this place faster than you can believe. He turns to face you, and we could go wherever you need. He frowns. There's time for us yet. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Just look after yourself. I was also thinking, oh god. He looks away. I got a message from Olivera. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony is starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there at some point, lend a hand. He pauses, unwilling to push it further. Just a thought. So you can go be with your fuck buddy? Oh, fuck that. No, absolutely not. Anyway, just give the word. We're glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colors and cacophonous sounds of Flicker Row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There, in the dark of your mind, you search for Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to end Lane. But then you feel it flickering nearby, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and see something pass through the screens of Flicker Row, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here in the ancient networks of Habpep? You turn away and glide out of the row. You have other things to worry about now. Oh shit, hell yeah. Cadet, yes! Nobody's puppet, break free of Lane's grip forever. Yeah, we're not letting Seraphim see her. No, thank you. I'm good. What's the new drive? Okay, that's a minor one. Minor, major, major. Okay. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in a dark-side thoroughfare. Glass-roof canyon of struts and screenings. Not great. Cadet nods. I'm sorry to hear that. She looks around. We made it here, at least. She gestures around the broad street, with its layers of tech and dirt. Heart of the belt. You really look, at the glass-roofed street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates and Solheim Hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops on either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare without sense of reason. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is the center of circulation, toned, muscle tough, and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and see in her eyes she loves being here. Been thinking, she glances, of how good it would feel to run my airbike down the street. The city needs some couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know, she flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. Hexport. God, there's a lot of reading here. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mind vivisection. The one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go finish what we started. Cadet looked deadly serious. Find who's responsible, make it known. Clear my name. Is Hexport still irradiated? I would think so, but it'll be fading. We can get in and out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. Oh yeah, that's right, okay. Yeah, we'll do that next. I know a lot just went down. Cadet puts a hand on her hip, but these clowns could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on the station. We need to find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe once it's all done, she turns. I'll let you take the first airbike ride through this place. She places a hand and then it's gone. Ooh, okay. We'll definitely do that. But let's see. Let's look around first. Okay, so this is the exchange. So we could buy some fuel and some supplies. Utsubo Safe House. Okay, so this is where we can search stuff. Flicker Row. Okay, that's the prep for the reboot. Buy a meal. Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura. Ooh, I love tempura. Tempura. Or at least this is so Seraphin claims. Scrapper Market. So we could buy scrap or process raw scrap. Habitat Facility. Junie Studies. Okay, so that's it of Dark Side. What do we got here? Okay, map. Hexport remains. Okay, yeah, we're going to Hexport. Confirm. Gotta take Cadet, and then we can't take Bliss, so we'll take Yunjin. Oh, dang. The Freak drew closer to Hexport. The crew became silent. Now staring at what was left of the once thriving station, you feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim. Seraphin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like we were here that long ago. He sighs. And now, this is what's left of it. You look at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn open to the void. It is a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are to shifting into the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this. Let's be quick. We need to know what happened. Seraphin nods. Looking at this place, I'm not sure that's going to be possible. You look out at the gutted station. It's hard to know where you might start among all the debris. You head to the airlock to suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them. Not a big fan of digging through graves. Eugene is already getting prepared, but someone has to answer for all this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphin said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suit should keep most of it off us, but we can't take it long out there. The stress of the suits in the rig? She sighs. We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Not a moment more. You get ready too, your mind filled with memories of Hexport. Okay, so we have to be fast. Oh shit, we forgot to repair dice. Fuck. When did it last save? Oh, it saved right as we got here. Oh, we're fucked. We're kind of fucked. Okay, that's good. Oh man, there really isn't much left. Dang. Oh, and neither of them are good for any of these. That's good. That's great. This is gonna be like a disaster waiting to happen. At least we're like decent at these though. Oh, damn. -2 strength. Oh, fuck me. Another dice broken. Ah. Crying in the club. Okay. You hear that, Sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris just outside the ruin exchange. The search so far has been thankless. A grim slog through endless debris. You're glad of the break. In a way, it's sad of what's left behind. Yes, Seraphin, Sleeper, and Junie didn't have a good time on the station, but it's crazy to see the damage. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what's going to come of this. You stop, floating in the dark, and listen. There's a hissing on the open comms channel, a hissing you've grown used to. Now that you listen to it again, though, you notice something else in the noise. There's something different to it now. A texture, a modulation of tone. Is that a voice? Cadet cuts in. Someone is speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of her suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there, though it is quiet and distant. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that's slowly dying in this wasteland. You see Cadet moving around, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the directions of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. A survivor? Cadet meets your eyes, both of you hoping this might be true. It's probably just a comms echo. Seraphine's voice cuts in over the comms. We can't go chasing ghosts with not with so little time left. The rig can't sit out here getting cooked by radiation, and neither can you. Seraphine's voice distorts and shifts. You should move to the epicenter where Factory Row used to be. That's where it all went down. Cadet looks at you, and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there, calling out to you. You look over towards the remains of Factory Row, the epicenter as Seraphine called it. It is now clouded in debris and fragments of bays, a shadow of what it once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems still flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. Ooh. Okay. I need more food. Hold on. Getting a bite of food. Don't give choices like this. I want to know both. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be this one. We might have time at the end of the next cycle, but like with two of our dice broken, there's probably no way. Oh shit. Oh hell yeah, I'll take it. You float in the pieces of what was Factory Row. There's little way to see what these pieces once were, scattered and scorched as they are. You can't assemble them back into the place in your mind, and the longer you have searched here, the more that this broken place has weakened your memory of when it was whole. Excuse me. We have managed to put something together here, part of the story of Hexport's final moments. The story is told in the blast marks on the exterior plates, the pattern of debris, the materials and makeup of the station's remains. Beyond that, one other thing is remarkable. There aren't any bodies. It seems that Hexport had some warning. The lack of docked ships, the lack of mass casualties. Though the explosion surely killed many, it all suggests the station had time to react, or at least evacuate in part. And then there's the blast, an explosion that the evidence points to as coming from the outside of the station. It's hard to tell, as so much secondary damage was caused by debris and shrapnel, but the pattern is there if you look. Something catches your eye, and you look over to see cadets arriving alongside you, studying the same debris as you. Let's put it all together. The pieces come together, a moment of warning, evacuation, then an external attack. The first causes the second. You know the drone mind was here, being scraped for code and data, screaming for it to stop. And then something happened, something that its captors could not control. There was a crisis, rapid, panicked, and then Hexport was erased for their crimes. It was a cover-up, wasn't it? Cadet has been watching you think through the evidence, and you see the flash of recognition in her eyes. They wanted to hide what had happened here, what they were doing. It had to be Senate-Stat. Who else would sacrifice the station and remain hidden? You could see the anger in her eyes. The theory is hard to refute. They brought the drone mind here to study, to scrape, to gain any advantage from, and when something went wrong, Hexport paid the price. The logic is cruel and cold. The kind that the vacuum of the Helion system allows. You find no comfort in knowing the truth. Okay, we can stay here one more cycle, and then we gotta leave. So hopefully, good rolls. No broken dice. You feel in the moment you wake a flicker at the edge of your perception, a sensation beyond the body. A blinking, a tugging, and then the numbness as something shuts off within you. The panic is instant, the feeling of something not being right within you spiking your fear. But no pain comes, you feel no further shifts, and as time stretches out, you settle again. You calm yourself. You know immediately that this is what Bliss was referring to, your frame's decline, the one the reboot should reverse. You flex a little, feeling your body, try to ground yourself in it. It will not collapse this cycle, but something has changed. This is how it will be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You try not to let your thoughts wander into darker things, and fix your eyes on the tasks ahead. The belt drifts past the window, following a flow on its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it is drifting away. Sorry, that was an engine outside and that startled me. People say it's drifting away, getting further from Helion's star, that one day it'll drift out into space altogether, into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that. Somehow, knowing that entropy is the way of the universe, making your own decline palatable, at least for a little longer. Permanent glitch. Permanent glitch is represented in red on your glitch clock. It will not be expended with rolling glitch dice. You now have a chance of rolling a glitch dice every cycle. This cannot be fixed. Okay. So that's the penalty for our decaying body. Okay. Oh, hopefully we can do this. Nice. That's fine, Cadet. We have to leave after this cycle anyway. Oh, let's not put the dice there. That would be bad. We want the dice over here. Nice. Urgent. The broadcast echoes through your comms. Retrieval required. Conway network agents, please respond. You flip aside Cadet, the two of you shocked to silence by the sight in front of you. Both of you trace the ghost signal deep into the docks, all the time wondering if it might be the voice of a survivor, but you have not prepared for yourself for this. In a corner of the docks, there's a nest of machines, a gathering of drones and motorized sleds, crane systems and docking clamps, a nest from the drone mind. Oh. Oh man, I'm gonna feel bad. Oh no. Can we keep it? Can we keep him? I want it. I want to protect. We adopt you. We adopt you. Stop, please. The voice shimmers with distortion, relayed on the same carrier signal as the ghost broadcast. We wish to be recovered. You don't know the mechanics of what you're looking at, but you understand it. The drone mind fled here, but how? It's ours now. Rye will be good friends with it. He absolutely would be. You exchange a look with Cadet, and she seems unsure of what to do. You switch your comm channel to the broadcast signal. We won't hurt you. Recovery requested. The drone mind's voice trembles with glitches. Confirm Conway extraction's role and identity. You wonder what this mind knows. Is it just an interface designed to speak between humans and drones with a recognizable cadence of intelligent speech? Or is it a thinking machine? You hear a click as Cadet switches to the private channel. This thing is a weapon. Her voice is flat, unemotional. We should be careful what we say here. Confirm Conway extraction's role and identity. The drone mind intones. Please. Part of me wants to be honest, so we're gonna be honest. There is a pause. You see Cadet tense. Please retreat. The nest shudders. Please retreat. Leave us here. Look, Cadet hisses through a private channel. It's hardwired to the station. You look where she is nodding and see a single thick power cable snaking from an industrial wall outlet. The nest is clustered around the other end, huddling close to the fading power supply of the station like it's the dying embers of a fire. There isn't any way a drone says please. Urgent. The broadcast starts again. Retrieval required. Conway Network agents, please respond. Cadet moves forward a little. I order you to deliver a report on your current status. This is a direct report from Conway Control. She turns back to you and shrugs. It's worth a shot. Confirmation impossible. Connection severed. The nest fades, then flickers back to life. Temporary bypass activated. Cognition function minimal. Power supply minimal. Hardware suboptimal configuration. No drone units connected. I am alone. The shifts between communication registers between formal and human is unsettling. Code center compromised. Data extracted by third party. Self-destruct disabled. Purge protocol disabled. Parts of the nest fall away. The power draining faster as the drone mine attempts to draw more from the station. Please. The drone mine asks nonsensically. Please stop. Did you destroy this station? Cadet moves close now, bearing down on the nest. It is a little more than a pile of broken machines, cowering in a corner as the power fades. No, please, can we keep it? I want to keep it. Self-destruct attempted. Process failed. Hardware purge attempted. Process failed. Self-preservation protocol activated. Propagated through station network. Station failed. Central failure imminent. Please stop. The machine in the mess begins to go dark. Please stop. Please stop. Cadet turns back to face you. It didn't do this, she sighs. It tried, though. Tried to destroy itself and take the station with it. She turns back to look at the failing mind. Hiding in machines it was not built to inhabit. It escaped into the network and ended up here. It isn't responsible. Responsible or not, that's enough. Cadet reaches over and rips the power cable from the wall, leaving it floating. The nest shuts off, the broadcast channel going silent. The bay goes dark. What was left of the drone mind, whatever protocol or data escaped into these machines and their network is gone now. There's no hardware left to hold it. This is why Hexport was destroyed. The drone mine got out, entered the network. Who knows what it might have done? Could it have taken apart the station itself, overloading every system, opening every airlock? Was its drive towards the self-destruction that strong? Someone didn't want to wait to find out. Its escape sealed the station's fate. Yeah, Cadet, what the fuck, man? We could have made friends with it. Come on. Cadet glides out of the rooms, leaving you among the dead machines. Damn. Brain scratch, meet the drone mind. Oh, that's an optional one. Okay. Well, we leave. We leave now. Ooh, okay. And we got glitch dice, but at least we're back on home planet here. Okay. Deciding whether or not 5-minute breaky. 5-minute breaky now or after this. We'll do it after this. Junie knocks gently on the frame of the berth's doorway. Sleeper, can I show you something? There's an excitement in her eyes that make it impossible to say no. Back to the bright side over here. There's dark side and the bright side. Junie talks most of the way down into the HAPAP facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issue with extracting it. Okay, buddy, I have to move you. Simply because I want to put my arm here, thank you. When the HAPAP was first expanded, when it became Darkside after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture. She guides you through this substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages. They parasited their tech directly into the existing systems, so now, thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally immersed. Ooh, hello? Microphone? Hello? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Messing with the Solheim network means messing with the systems that keep the city going. She leads you down a long corridor, one you recognize as leading directly to the core. We'll let her explain. This meshing is not a good thing, she shakes her head. It makes Darkside brittle, fragile even. This place is even more of a knife's edge than anyone would believe. You look around. Certainly the underside you are now traveling through looks cycles away from collapse. I actually love Junie so much. She's an adorable sweetie. Yeah, I know, right? I love, like, she just loves her technology. She just loves data, you know? But all the data we've been extracting, that I've been archiving, Junie continues, it could help us here. It could help us clean up the HAPEP systems. And we could turn this place into an archive so that others could come to learn more about the ruins Solheim left us. Isn't that dangerous? If I was directly cutting into the station's networks, yes, it would be. Junie sighs, so I'm not. And even if I was, it's too much for me to process or understand. But thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan, and something that will help me. You arrive at the doors to the mainframe, and Junie suddenly stops. I spoke to Bliss. They told me. She pauses. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now. Don't worry. She smiles weakly. I'll do my best. Junie hits a button and the door hiss open. You both glide into the mainframe. Its columns studded with the blinking lights of active traffic. I got the idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer. Junie glides over the mainframe. You look at the mainframe and you see now that it's surrounded by new terminals and wiring, some kind of external access network Junie has set up. I've had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this going, but we now have safe access into the network. It's low risk. She moves over to one of the terminals. It's not quite finished, though. You recall the last time you were here. Lane. Overseer. The spear of white light, and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they are anywhere at all. You remember how it felt being dissolved into the network, the vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Something flickers through the lights. A shimmer of movement like a fish beneath water. Sleeper? She breaks your train of thought. Are you listening? She's a mega nerd, and I think she resembles all of us in the way, and I love her for it. Yeah, really. I was saying I need more data to finish preparing. She shrugs. I know. We've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of it that's usable among the bit rot and corruption. Where from? Helion Gate is the place to get data. Apart from here, it's the biggest pre-collapse facility in the belt, and its hostile conditions means a lot of it's untouched. If it's too much before your reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we've managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks. We pulled it from the dark. Let's expose it to the light. Junie turns back to face you. Well, this is what I wanted to show you. She looks away. It's very impressive. It will be when it's finished. She smiles. Thank you. Junie turns back to the terminal, and before long, she is fully engrossed. You imagine she barely remembers you were here. You leave Junie to her preparations and start your ascent to the streets of Darkside. Thoughts of Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. I think it sounds like Overseer is still here, but, like, can't really talk to us. There's not much to celebrate on your return from the remains of Hexport, but you're glad to be back here all the same. There's something surprising in that. Darkside as a haven, not a prison. The slowly occurring idea of this overgrown city as a home. As you have seen in Hexport, stability cannot be taken for granted, and not anywhere in the belt. But Darkside has a solidity in life that feels like it might endure. Proud parent. We're proud of our adopted daughter. Yes, we are. Cadet catches up with you. We need to talk. She looks around, but not here. Come, I have something I want to show you. Cadet leads you deep into the heart of Darkside, through quiet corridors and bustling streets, on paths you didn't know existed. As you glide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind, its possibilities multiplied by the routes that pass through it. Just through here. Cadet leads you across a covered bridge, the view on either side looking down caverns of lit units. This close to the center of Darkside, the air is warm and the passages are quiet. Here, this is the place. She points at a low and wide entrance with store racks and sides. Next door is a smaller unit with a window looking out to the passage. It seems like a workshop, perhaps abandoned or never finished. It's dusty and dark. Been keeping an eye on it. It's abandoned. She glides inside and slaps a wall pad. Lights flicker on, illuminating a constellation of dust. She floats in the glittering specks. Why bring me here? When we've been on Darkside, I've been coming out here. I just happened across it, but I knew when I found it, I want to start again, Sleeper. She knocks on a metal wall, and this is where I'm going to make that start. What we saw in Hexport, what's left of it, just confirmed it to me. We can't stop Senate-Stat as much as we can't stop the war. She runs a finger along the storage racks. We have what? The drive? Our suspicions? Senate-Stat is vast. How can we pin this to them, even if we wanted to? She looks over the workshop. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to start again. I want to work, to ride my bike, and the courier packages till I fall into my bed at the end of the day with nothing left. Cadet picks up an old corroded tool from the racks. I want to build something here, in spite of everything, in spite of the fact that they could take it all away, because that's the point. To go on living without conceding. To go on building, or trying to build, something where we can find it. That's why I brought you here to understand, so you know why I'm letting this all go. I understand. You could do the same, you know. We don't have to beat ourselves senseless against the truth. My old life is gone. Clearing my name on the far spindle doesn't matter. The Spindlejacks will have forgotten me. But this place, it doesn't know me at all. You know where the drive is, what it contains. You know what happened at Hexport. Take it from me. It's yours now. I can't carry this anymore. I will. She nods. Thank you. My travels are over. If you need to find me, I will be here. Oh, so she's leaving our crew. That's okay, though. Cat smiles. Thank you all for what you've done. I hope you can understand why I need to do this. She turns and disappears deeper into the workshop. You cross the bridge again, dark side glowing on all sides. You think of the drive buried deep in some compartment within the Scattered Yards hub, filled with data worth destroying a station over. It's yours now. But you wonder, as you cross back through the city, your mind racing, how can all of this end well? New location discovered. Okay, so first, repair dice before I forget, because I'm gonna forget. And then we're gonna take a 5-minute breaky. Okay. 5-minute break time. Yeah, so we're still gonna continue on. I imagine like we're still gonna have like a couple more things to do. Like I don't know how this is gonna end. I don't know. I thought the stuff with Lane was gonna be how this ends, but I guess not. But we shall see. We shall see. But we'll be back in 5, so don't forget to do self-care things. Go grab food, go grab water, stretch, move around, do what you need to do, and we'll be back in 5 to continue moving forward, so see you shortly. Hello. Welcome. Alan's going through shit. He do be going through shit. I got my cheesecake. I also did find the artist's email, so I did email them like, hey. Oh my god, Alan and Trickster are together. Wow, amazing. Raya missed Miri. Forgets parachute to drop on Raya. Oh, precious boys. Precious, precious. As a reminder of the upcoming stream schedule, so on Monday, we'll be beginning Hyper Light Drifter on around 7 p.m. I do have evening advising that day, so just keep an eye out in the Discord for when we do go live. Tuesday, we will begin I can't speak. I forgot how to speak. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then next Saturday might be Mass Effect 2? I think we're finishing System Sleeper tonight. I don't know, though. I actually don't know. Okay, we are going to use our dice, though. Ooh, cadets. Oh, so they're setting up. Okay, that's the facility. Oh, we just need one more piece of data. Okay. Let's do this for funsies. Trickster, hi, I'm Alice. Ooh, negative energy, that's fine. Okay, and then we shall... Actually, wait. Buy fuel. Buy supplies. Oh wait, the station doesn't even show up here. What? That's weird. Why is Darkseid not there anymore, huh? That's weird. Okay, but if I go back to the map, is it there? Okay, it is there. Okay. I was about to be like, hold on a second, where the fuck did it go? Okay. actually wonder. Oh, we still can't get here yet. Impassable zone. Okay. That's what I was curious about, actually. Okay, we're just gonna get all the data. Oh, we're hungry. We hungry. Gonna eat some food. As I'm gonna eat some cheesecake. God, I love this music. This music's so good. Alright, we're done here. Bye! Back to Darkside we go. Darkside was the movie teenager that went to its room and then returned when the grandparents left? Yeah. Ooh, okay. Bliss has been a touch sleeper. Seraphim turns and looks over his shoulder as soon as you enter the cockpit. He's sitting in the pilot's seat, running diagnostics on the console. They say they're ready for the reboot. Did they say anything else? You know Bliss. They worry. How are you feeling? Rough. Seraphim nods and doesn't answer. He seems to be thinking about something. I know the reboot needs to happen. Seraphim speaks slowly, carefully. I know the risks. I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time. And I don't want you to forget again. To lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit. Everything we've done. You'll still have it all? Neither do I. He nods silently, unsure what to add. I'm not trying to scare you. I just needed to say that. If the reboot doesn't go how we want, I'll miss you. I'll miss all that. I will too. If you remember. Seraphim laughs shakily at his own joke. Oh. He turns back to his pilot console. Whenever you're ready, we can go to Flicker Row, to Bliss. He pokes around at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up first, I understand. I would too. Here. He tosses an object across the cockpit and you catch it out of the air. Take that with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open your hand and see a familiar metal disc. A coin. Its engraving rubbed away to little more than vague shapes and signs. Tala gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, alright? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. We've done enough running anyway. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run a hand along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. Is it really possible that you could forget all this? All these layers of memory, of experience? Perhaps you can put it off a little longer. Take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends. Or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You try to recall how it felt when you awoke after Lane interrupted the first reboot. Even that is fading into a hazy memory, told by an unreliable narrator. Maybe this is just the next step then. One of thousands that put you here, and the first of the thousand more that will take you onward. You come out of your thoughts still unsure, still aware that the decision of when to take that step ultimately rests with you. Oh, we got the coin! Oh, we have the coin in our inventory! Oh, I love that! Okay, so we're gonna do, like, finish some of this other stuff first, like on Darkside. Let's actually go... Let's give her the data that she wants. You have been waiting for what feels like a long time. Junie insists you can't help, so you find yourself floating in the baking heat of the HabHep mainframe while she taps away at her terminal. As you do, you can't help but shake the feeling of a presence nearby. One that you are coming to understand as some remnant of Absir. That was 100% of do this and it's a point of no return. Yeah, that's kind of what's speaking to me. I'm baffled there doesn't feel to be more choices. You know? Like with the first game, there was at least 3 different ways that game could end. I'm just baffled by, like, there doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of that choice. As of right now, it doesn't feel like it. But we shall see. You don't know if Overseer was ever really a person, but now with their many selves combined and dispersed, their consciousness expanding to fill the vast space of the Habep and its networks, they surely aren't even close to human anymore. You think of them as a ghost, but perhaps now they are better understood as something less mournful, as a system, a process, a thing becoming. The entire station is their body. You can't help but wonder how that feels. And we are ready. Junie hits a key on her terminal with percussive force. It'll take a little while, but she'll be online in a few moments. She looks flushed with excitement. She? Were you listening last time? Junie squints at you. Don't tell me you drifted off. I was thinking about Overseer. She shakes her head. Then you don't know. She suddenly looks concerned. A voice screeches out of the terminals. It descends in pitch from a squeal to speaking. Then below the mainframe, a flickering projection appears, first as lines and then as solid light. Warden? Huh? Junie, what have we done? Welcome, visitors. Warden flickers and warps. I am the warden. Please provide. The image jerks and freezes, then blinks out. Shit. Junie taps at her terminal. Just need to reconfigure her for the Habep environment. The warden? Seriously? What? Junie doesn't look up from the terminal. I told you last time, we need a way to process and understand all this data. Warden is perfect. This better not blow up in our faces. It won't. Junie glances over her shoulder. I've taken precautions. She can't hurt us. The technician is right. Warden's clipped voice echoes to the cavernous mainframe bay. My protocol is operating under safe mode limitations. Warden's blind eyes stare over your head. Do not be concerned, Officer Dahl. Yeah, there's no way this can't go wrong. Sorry, I'll fix that. Why the warden? Archiving was her role in the bunker. She's ideally suited to this, and she understands Solheim networks better than we ever could. Come on, you have to admit this is pretty cool. You look at the statuesque figure of the warden. Once the heart of Solheim's intelligence gathering operations across the belt. Yeah, and those knees. Those fucking knees, man. Could such a tool operate corporate oversight, ever be used for something good? Look, watch this. Junie turns to Warden. Warden, provide the last known location of every Solheim vessel, above Ryger class, in the Starward Belt. Immediately, technician. Warden draws a circle with a pointed finger and expands, filling the bright specks. At first hundreds and thousands, a constellation of sites. See? This is our future, built on the foundation of our past. The tools are ours now. You look at the arc of specks, the points of light describing the shape of long-dead corporations' power. This scares me. She looks away. We can't be scared of our past. We have to look at it straight on. Otherwise, this will never shake off its influence. People need to know what this city, this system, is built on. Warden can do that, expose that. It'll be up to us to reshape the ruins into something new. I knew when I saw her that I couldn't leave her there, alone in the dark. I've been in that dark pit, and I won't condemn another being to it. Junie looks at the placid Warden. Human or not, how we treat her is a test of our own values, of the world we project. Data is not a currency, it is not a commodity, it is an immaterial output of a system, a structure, a society. She meets your eye. Will be a place to uncover that system for ourselves. Susie, thank you for the water reading. She looks around at the chaotic trailing wires and the floating terminals. Once I've cleared up a bit, she laughs. You and Junie spend a little longer in the mainframe, sorting cables and offering Warden casual inquiries. Got a water or strimmer? Not all of them return useful information. Junie begins listing out the changes she will need to make. After a while, you both find yourself tiring, heads aching with the fresh information you have crammed into them. So you close up the core and ascend back through the layers of the facility to Darkside surface. As you do, you feel the history of each strata, the layers that make up this place, and the belt beyond. Oh, I thought my keyboard was my phone. That's fine. Now more than ever, it feels tangible to you, as if it contains not only the past, but the promises of the future as well. Nice. Yeah, actually, a lot of points we can use. Boop. Take that. Okay. And let's see. Thought this said shit boxes. We're not shitting boxes, I promise you. I wonder if we can go back. What's the one place? To the Hollow. Because that's where the broadcasters are. I wonder if there's anything there we can do. I want to see, though. Let's see. Is there anything left for us at the Hollow? Oh, no, there's nothing there for us. That's okay. Alright. Because, like, all this data, I would imagine, would be really useful for them. Okay, we still got good rolls. Okay, let's do this. Let's finish out this one. Oh, never mind, we're not going to finish it out with that roll. Let's do, that one. What are our drives? Deal with the drive. Oh, we have to go back to Scatter Yards to deal with the drive. Yeah, I also wonder. I do. He watches the last stack of crates is guided up and out of the cavernous Utsubo safe house. You doubt will be long before the space is filled. Darkseid will not tolerate a vacuum for long. This city takes every opportunity. Its inhabitants build in every crack and crevice. As Utsubo's spaces are cleared, they will be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets, and housing. But the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once held on this place, even if the city does not. Orin! Come to gloat? The voice takes you by surprise and you turn to see Orin floating in the shadows, arms folded. He drifts forward into the pool of yellow light. You overthrew a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat and you aren't sure how to read his statement. I am. Orin eyes you carefully. From what I heard, you burnt those pale eyes out of his skull. He smiles a thin smile. I imagine it was quite the sight. You don't recall the moment of Lane's death. In fact, the abstract nature of that moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you, a screech of white noise bathed in white light. Orin is still watching you. He almost would have respected you for actually doing it. Orin inspects his knuckles, if he could have respected a creature like you. Don't react. He watches you for a response, but looks away when it's clear you aren't going to be provoked. I came here to clear out the old disease, just like you. Utsubo had to go, and I came here to be part of that process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid. Orin folds his arms. This is our home, whether you like it or not. I didn't like Lane. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkseid for the opportunity it was and woke Utsubo from its slumber. He turned a gang into an administration and a city into a machine. He was too erratic for my taste, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So, what will happen now? He meets your eye. You've created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for that, at least? The people will decide. Oh, they will, he chuckles. I can see that you don't know the first thing about Darkseid and its people. The people decided on Utsubo. You changed that. Now you want them to pick something else? They are opportunists, all of them. They'll choose for their own benefit only. We liked Lane. Well, because we liked him, he was hot. He had bad intentions, but he was still hot. In the end, I should thank you. This city was done with Lane. He gives you a nod, and I will be honest enough to admit that you did what I didn't. But never forget that you are an outsider here, and Darkseid hates outsiders. Before you can respond, Orin kicks off and glides up towards the upper levels of the safe house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you did not pull your weight to his words, they still sing. Perhaps you think there is something to them. Who are you to decide the future of a city when your own future is falling apart each cycle? Is your decline a spiral that can trap others in its wake, or necessary transition, the crisis before a new shape emerges? You hug your arms close to your side, suddenly cold in the stripped bare safe house, and ascend once more. Nice. Okay, so we can't actually go back down there. Ooh, we could do a scrap shift. Oh, in Cadet's quarters. Oh, shit! Oh, hell yeah, we can work for Cadet! Hell yeah, I'll work for her. That's pretty dope. I love Darkseid. This site is so pretty. Oh, shit. Okay, we do need to go to Scatter Yards. Because this is where the drive is allegedly being held. The workshop of Cadet's data scraper friend is just as the two of you left it. You remember the cycles you and Cadet spent here poring over the dark data, the strange fragments of the drone mind's protests seated among the code. You find the drive where Cadet told you it would be, in a compartment under the padding of a bunk lined with thick shielding that makes its contents undetectable. As you pull the drive out, the metal cold on your hands, you had a sudden urge to smash it to pieces. This object wasn't which escaped Hexport when so many others didn't. When it was Senate stat, you are sure of that now, decided to cover up what they'd done. They first made sure that this drive would get out, that it would pass the far spindled and then onward. But something went wrong, some miscommunication or mistake. That's all it was, a tiny slip and it fell apart. Now the drive is in your hands instead. You turn it over in your hands. You know the drive contains Comlight access codes, control codes, and perhaps more besides. Data of great value, data that would win a war. You know you're sick of thinking about it. We're gonna take it. You slip the drive into a pocket and close up the workshop. You head back to the rig, and as you do, you turn the drive over in your pocket, unsure what the next step might be. As you glide through the hub, you pass ship fitters and crews, all moving on their own vectors. It feels strange to carry the drive past these people, all of them totally unaware of the threat it might pose to them to this station. A stranger! Oh, we know him! Oh, we know him. He's the guy from the first game. Another person from the first game. I love this. I love how these random people from the first game are just showing up. I love this. Excuse me. A stranger stops you from the passageway with a hand on your shoulder. Can I ask you your help with something? He's the guy who was going to help us get onto the big ship thing with Fung and Min. Or Fung and Mina. So like the dad and the daughter crew. He was gonna help us pending that like we were like an insider to feed him intel, essentially, but he doesn't tell us that. I deadass thought about the RE4 merchant. Love that. Their sudden appearance shakes you out of your thoughts. You quickly take your hand out of your pocket off the drive. Look at the stranger in front of you. He is roughly dressed in a heavy coat, but he is otherwise unremarkable. Welcome, sleeper. You could have passed him many times before and not have known. I'm looking for something. A little lost drive. Oh, is he the one? Who are you? This matter concerns my client more than me. He leans back a little, his voice calm, so instructions won't be necessary, but the drive belongs to my client, and he'll be very happy to see it returned. Suddenly, something catches your eye, a set of dice, like those used to play Star and Stoker. The stranger is playing with them in one hand, turning them end over end in the station's microgravity. What's with the dice? The stranger looks down at them, as if he had forgotten he was holding them. I must admit, I love to play games to pass time. I enjoy the chaos of Star and Stoker, with its unpredictable shifts. He spins the floating dice. My brother, however, prefers the systematic progression of Tavla, with its inevitability. Oh, so maybe they're twins? Or maybe he's lying. I suppose it runs in our family, he sighs, but I won't bore you with childhood stories. Please, let's be direct. He gives you a friendly smile. My search for the drive brought me to the scatter yards, but from here the trail went cold. That was until you arrived. Then the trail lit back up, just like that. But how would he have known? Stranger moves his hand in the jacket pocket a little, and you see a shape in there, a box-like impression in the fabric. My client never intended these events, you must understand. One of their other contractors proved to be overzealous in an attempt to conceal their mistakes. The result was a regrettable situation you saw in Hexport. But for all that to be for nothing, that would be a waste beyond the original act. Piling insult on injury, the stranger sighs. There is much to be gained in a system desperate for peace, for the war to be ended, and wars tend to end when one side concedes. I don't believe you. The truth does not necessitate your belief in it. Only a few possible futures remain for the belt. My client will facilitate one of the better ones. That is why I am here, but I don't believe you. If you need additional persuasion, I am authorized to offer you 300 cryo as a reflection of your efforts. The stranger smiles again, his tone never straying from its business-like calm. Now, can you return my client's drive? The stranger's hand shifts in his jacket pocket. You have the feeling this is not a choice you can deny. Break it. You grip the drive in your pocket so hard the casing starts to crack. You see the eyes flash a warning. You dash the drive against the metal wall of the passageway, splintering it into 1,000 shards that pepper the two of you with cuts and scratches. The stranger shakes his head, a regrettable decision. You hold yourself ready, expecting a retaliation, but it does not come. The stranger simply turns and clunks away down the passage, not willing to waste another word on you. Your transaction is complete. Damn, I was hoping to use that drive. Head back to the rig, and as you do, a weight lifts with each corridor, each junction. As you board the transit shuttle that will take you to Marco's yard, back to the rig, you think of Hexport and what is left of that place. You'll never forget what happened to the station, but you'll not let it steer your future. Cadet refused to be sucked into that web of secrets, and now you refuse to. There'll be no account for Senate stats crimes, there'll be no reckoning, but there will be a life outside of the future they want for the belt. You know it. Refuse to hand over the drive from Hexport. Oh, we got an achievement for Stranger Danger. Nice. Alright, and now all that's left is to do the reboot. Because I am not doing... Can we do anything here? Oh no, we can't. We'll do this because it's the only option we have. Just because I don't want to waste dice. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Mainly because I don't want to go back to Oliveira, and I don't want fucking what's-his-face to do the things. I don't want that. No, thank you. I'll do that in my off time. I will do that when achievement hunting, please and thank you. Okay. Alright, we'll do our work. We'll do the work things real quick. Can we feed the stray one more time? Sure. Absolutely. And probably feed ourselves too. We're a little famished. Okay, we're back up on cryo. The stray purrs and rubs against your side as she glides over to eat. Bless. Alright. Begin reboot. You need to be rebooted to have any chance of surviving, but the outcome is unclear. This step will mean big changes no matter what happens. And we input his coin. Oh. You turn Seraphine's coin over and over in your fingers as you stand in Flicker Row, the crowds pushing past you on their way to whatever future awaits them. Your fingers glide over the worn metal as you imagine Seraphine's Tala's have, in moments of anticipation. Perhaps others before the coin came to be Tala's have repeated the same ritual, the same nervous routine, but their fingers were human, born, not made. This intrusive thought makes you slip the coin into a pocket quickly, as if it had delivered a shock. You hear a hiss, and the door of the shop slides open, revealing Ankita. Oh, what is she doing here? You see her eyes scan the crowds, almost offensively, before she spots you there and nods in your direction. We stay silent. Kia turns away and disappears into the lights of Flicker Row. Oh. I didn't want to draw attention if she didn't want it. Okay. Oops. You take a final moment and then will yourself inside, leaving a glimmering lights and shifting crowd behind. Bliss is perched at the console. They turn as you enter. Finally, they smile weakly. You were making me think out you wouldn't show. I saw Ankita. Oh yeah. Bliss looks away. We were talking again. She has a lot to do and she needs the backup. I don't think Ankita does very well unless she's busy, so it's for the best. Bliss shrugs. I don't think she'll ever change, but people surprise you sometimes. They smile tentatively. Anyway, this is not what you're here for. We need to focus on the reboot. I'm sure Seraphine told you, but everything is ready. Bliss gestures to 2 couches with straps, freshly built connectors, and a bundle of wires on one end. I hope it'll be comfortable for you both. Where's Flint? Well, just getting some air. Flint leans in the open doorway watching you both. Their pale face looks even more drained of color than usual. Flint comes inside the shop and nods to you. Let's do this. They take a shaky breath. I'm ready. Flint and Bliss go silent, and the sound of the crowds outside filters gently into the room, mixing with the whine of the air cycler and the hum of the terminals. There's not much more to say. Bliss looks at you both. Okay, they pause. Let's begin. Where's Seraphine? Why isn't Seraphine here to hold my hand? Bliss helps you and Flint onto your couches. You settle there and slide your arms and legs under the straps that will keep you in place. The connector, with its thick bundle of wires, waves around your head. It is hard not to feel exposed, lying here on your back, anticipating what is to come. It is even harder when the memory of waking up to this very same ceiling, with its bundles of dangling tech and scratched plating, forces itself into your mind. You have been here before. Last time, you woke up to fear and panic, woke to a desperate escape in a shattered mind. A reboot interrupted. The thought sets you trembling. No deserved Bliss. They're a true friend and to the sleepers. They are. But then, staring up at the same ceiling, the trembling dissipates. After all, you're back here now. That means you survived this crisis, grew from it. You've taken a hit and bounced back unbeaten. All good there? Bliss's face floats into your vision. Nod. Bliss smiles. How about you, Flint? You turn your head to see Flint lying beside you, stiff and still. They manage to tight-lip nod. Looking at Flint staring up at the ceiling like you were a moment ago, you feel a rush of sympathy. After all, they haven't faced this before like you have. They're stepping into a future they cannot see. You have been here before, now that you are just completing the journey. Reach out to Flint. You raise an arm, reaching across the gap between the couches, and your hand touches Flint's. They do not look at you, but they grip your fingers in theirs tightly. Oh, sleeper precious. So precious. Flint's fingers feel different to human fingers. The thick vinyl skin, the repair patches, the pressure of the metal skeleton beneath. You know this is what your touch feels like too, and the recognition is like a connection being made. You close your eyes and feel something flowing between the two of you, a solidarity so embodied that it reverberates within you. I've connected you to the terminal. Bliss's voice already feels distant, lost in the noise. You feel the cold click of a connector, the sense of flowing data. I'll be here when you wake up. In the dark, you feel restless. You shuffle your fingers, adjust your position against the couch. It takes you a moment to notice the sound has gone, the rumble of the crowds, the hum of the machines. This detail unsettles you, and so you search for reassurance. You think of Bliss's words, I'll be here when you wake up. You focus on them, on the possibility of waking up, of being somehow renewed. But when But when would that renewal look like? Your eyes blinking into the lights of Flicker Row. Bliss, Seraphim, and renewed Flint beside you. But what then? Travel. Helion system. A line stretching out on a screen, a vector, leading you ever onward. Why stop now? But how far does the line stretch? What does it encompass? The belt. The soft curves of the rocks, bridging the edge of the system and space beyond. There is enough here for a lifetime, maybe more, emerging in the shadow of the collapse. But where does this vector terminate? Vector, wait, what are we asking right now? Enough here for a lifetime, maybe more, emerging in the shadow of the collapse. But where does this vector terminate? Think of Tall in the Wellspring. Out in Wellspring, something is being built, something you could have a hand in. Tala's welcoming smile would be a beacon that welcomes you on landing. Kirk's firmware embrace locking you into a shared future. Wellspring's water is a reservoir in more ways than one. It is a possibility waiting to be unlocked and to flow all equally. An image, a meeting of the ice miners in the warmth of the cut. Trust, solidarity, and mutual aid. The foundation for a new arrangement of the station. A foundation harder, stronger, more crystalline than the ice. You feel the warmth of that place in your chest, the glowing of a future arriving, the shackles thrown off. Then you feel it, the insistent pulling of a thread, the unraveling of your very self. The reboot comes on slow and icy, seeping into your mind. Little pieces of you flake off in the flow, fading with distance. You hear a voice, Bliss's voice, so far away. You reach for it, stretch your every sense towards its familiar warmth. I'm starting the reboot. It's a whisper into the wind, pulled away from your moment and is spoken. See you on the other side. Y'all, I'm gonna start crying. I'm way too emotional already. Oh my god. God, it got hot in here. My hands are sweaty. Listen, I was trying to hold it in, alright? Okay, I need to read. All of a sudden, you wish you could make it stop. The incessant entropy of time. The tumbling of rocks through space. Getting further apart every cycle. Disappearing into a vacuum ahead. For the record, I did not cry during my first playthrough of Citizen Sleeper 1. Did not cry. Had no feelings. Had no emotion. Kind of like how I felt when we finished Life is Strange the other night. The decay of cells, the degradation of code, the corrosion and rotten rust. You wish in this moment to freeze it all so you might hang on to it, preserve the warmth, the light, the softness at the heart of things. This thought grips you, tears into you like fear. You feel the ice creeping in and know that everything will be lost, if not now, then mere moments away. But then you feel it impossibly, Seraphim's coin, worn smooth by worry, turning in your hand. Time has been pressed into that coin by hands, by fingers. It is a near infinite record of transient touches, each one shaping it in some small way. It is worn and worthless, it is bent and broken, and it is beautiful in all those things. And so you press your thumb against it, your crooked, calloused thumb, again and again, because you are a broken thing, and you have nothing left but the brokenness, and the beauty that shines through it. And then somewhere nearby, a button is pressed, and all at once, one thing ends and something new begins. Oh. Oh, that's it. Also, the theme in this key, my heart hurts. My heart is hurting right now. Oh. Chat, I need a moment. I'm gonna turn off my camera and mute my audio. I need a moment. I need a moment to just cry. So give me like 2 seconds here. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Wow. That was an experience. Now I'm gonna check the achievements, but wow. What a game. And I think I'm very biased about Citizen Sleeper simply because I played the first game, absolutely loved it. Like, this world is just so good. That's also what I was thinking, Susie. It's kind of a loop. Like, it's so in writing. So there's a term for it in literature and in composition where it's called, like, oh fuck, what's it called? It's something circular. Like, it's like, essentially you come full circle in a way, but like quite literally in writing. Like, you start and end a written something with the very same statement, or like it's a full circle type of thing. So like it could be like you use the same statement, or it could be like a variation. So like for example, like you start by writing a book saying my father is dying, and then the book ends with my father is dead, something like that. So like in the sake of visual media, that could be where in this game we are waking up from, or like the first scene is us waking up from a botched reboot, and the very last scene is us going to sleep and doing the reboot. So it's cyclical in that way, and I think that's kind of beautiful. It's very poetic, I think. And that whole ending sequence with like the sleeper deciding, like, and thinking, and kind of like almost like a reflection of like what they've done so far, it was just very beautiful. And I wonder, like, it always like wonders, like, is this like what people think about like when they die, when they're passing on into the next stage? It's an open end for you to decide what happens to Sleeper. Yeah, I love that it's kind of like open ended. It doesn't make it so that the developer doesn't have to decide like what happens exactly. Like, this is just how it is. And again, like, this is, I mean, there is some option of choice within Citizen Sleeper, and I'm sure like if we had chosen back a couple episodes ago, if we had said that like we want to stay here and fight the battle versus we want to try to leave, then I think that was the major choice in what happens to us. Yeah, it hits so hard. It's so good, especially accompanied with like the music. The main theme just played very gently on piano, like, oh, it's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I again, I'm very biased. I really hope for a third game. Or even like if they, like, I don't know if he could do expansions off of this just because of how the game ends. I'm not sure, like, if we were to hit continue, where would this bring us if we were to hit continue? I'm not sure. I would imagine it brings us, like, yeah, it brings us right before. Yeah, it brings us right before we go to Flicker Row. Okay. That's what I figured. So it gives you that option to still like continue with things. So like if it's anything like the DLC from the first game, that's how it's gonna be, I imagine. But I thoroughly enjoyed playing Citizen Sleeper 2. And again, like I think like, and again, I could be very biased because I very much enjoyed the first game. Like, I love this world that Jump Over the Age, the developer, has created for Citizen Sleeper. Like, it's so interesting. Like, with all, like, it seems to span, like he's thought very broadly on, like, what is this world we live in. Like, I loved that this game started to introduce, like, us actually, like, meeting another sleeper and getting to talk with them and befriend them. And, again, they do a fantastic job of, like, characters and, like, the NPCs and the people that you're with. All of that stuff is just it's always fantastic. I always love, they always have very good representation in their games. I also loved seeing people from the first game come back. And to kind of branch to that, you don't have to play the first game to understand what's happening here. So I was, like, talking to my coworker, I'm like, hey, if you want to play Citizen Sleeper 2 first, you can. Like, you'll miss a couple of the references, like, you won't know who Bliss and Nikita are, you won't know about some of these other things, but, like, you could still play this game first if you really want to, because there's a lot more you can do. I wish there was more options for contracts and gigs, just, like, for fun, just as, like, additional places you just go and explore, or, like, go to, like, get certain resources. Not, like, as a way, or, like, a repeatable contract type of thing, where maybe, like, hey, you need to go to this ice moon every now and then to go get some drinking water or some shit. Like, that would be fun. I would really like that as, like, an incentive to, like, keep playing beyond, or, like, to go back and revisit other areas. The music, again, is fantastic. Same with the sound design. And I think, like, where a lot of, like, the... not branching choices, but, like, what some of the things happen, because we got very lucky with this playthrough, because there were moments in some of those gigs where I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna survive this, and then we end up making it. But I think there's achievements for, like, whether if you fail or not, whether you fail or succeed in your missions and objectives. So I'll have to look at those achievements. So glad you got to see you play the whole game. I was excited to see you play this, and I'm so damn glad you did. The feels, the places, the characters, the music, and emotions, it's beautifully done. I mentioned it before and I'll mention it again, but the visual descriptions of this game make it what makes Citizen Sleeper so great, because you could properly visualize what they're describing. Yeah, like, there's some description, like, Lane's knife smile was just, that is so good. Like, there's certain descriptors I'm like, oh my god, I never would have thought to describe something like that, but it's so vivid in detail. Like, reading it aloud has made me pick out, like, oh, like, grammatically this doesn't make sense, or, like, this is very repetitive, of, like, oh, we just said this word, so, like, why would we repeat it again? But beyond that, like, it is very, very well written. I forget how many... I think the developer did post somewhere, like, how many words the entire script was. It was either, like, it was either around 15,000 or 20,000, I don't remember, of words that the script is. But overall, it's just such a really good game. I know, like, if anyone's watching this on YouTube, hello, welcome. Like, you've probably already played Citizen Sleeper 2, so I don't need to convince you to play it. But it's such a good game. It's so well done. And there's like, you kind of have to get through the first 3 to 4 hours to kind of open up and get to do everything. Because, again, the first 3 to 4 hours is the tutorial. It sets everything up for what is to come, for what you can do. And I think that that's when it really opens up. I started Citizen Sleeper 1 and never finished it. Oops. You should go finish it, yeah. It makes the sorta writer in me go, oh shit, I could use that. You're not a sorta writer. You are a writer. You are a writer, Susie. Yeah, I think I would give this, like, a 4.5 out of 5 if I had to rate it. I'm not sure if I would give it a full 5 just because of some of the grammatical stuff. And also, this is still pending. Like, I want to go and play the other endings or the other possibilities first to see what is to come. But I'm currently 70% way through on achievements, so I have 9 left. One of them being complete the game on dangerous difficulty. The other 8 are like contract related, it looks like. Yeah, none of these also are ending based though. Wait, I wonder if... Huh. Then none of them looked ending base. So I really wonder, maybe this isn't a branching ending. Maybe this doesn't have multiple endings. Oh, that's a little disappointing. Oh, that's a little disappointing. I was hoping for branching and for like different, not necessarily branching endings, but like different endings. Cause like there's all that stuff with Eugene and like finding a way to get out of the system, which like I thought that was like a perfect setup for another ending. Maybe Sleeper being rebooted is the actual ending. But like with Citizen Sleeper 1, all of the endings had a respective trophy attached to it to kind of like almost note like, hey, there are multiple endings here and there are ways to get them. But all the other achievements I have left to unlock is things related to contracts that aren't like related to any of that. So interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll give this like a 4 out of 5 then. I don't know. I'll have to think on it a little bit, but overall still a really, really solid game. If you like tabletop RPGs, text-based RPGs with very interesting and unique mechanics, I highly recommend Citizen Sleeper 2. I can't recommend it enough, honestly. I love this franchise. This developer's really, really great. I need to go back and play Another Waters again, because I bugged it out the first time I played it, and we never finished it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. This game is a lot of fun, and I really, like, the message at the end, I think, when they're doing, like, the reboot on the Sleeper. Well, one, I'm already hormonal, because Aunt Flo came to visit. So I'm already a hormonal mess. But I think it's also, like, representing of sometimes you just need to have that moment to kind of reset, to, like, reflect and reset in a way, and, like, to acknowledge, like, your intention and purpose, you know, and kind of just not start fresh, but to think anew and to start anew and to allow yourself that grace to start anew, because it's never too late to go down that path of starting over with something. And it's kind of beautiful, and just like the whole ending is just so good. It was just so well done, and just, you know, it makes you like, and also like we've been with the Sleepers, so like we understand like their fears and everything. And just like the stuff with Flint was really, really cute as well. It's so quiet. It's just so damn hot. No, I don't blame you. I had to crack my bedroom door a little bit because like I wanted to still be warm in here, but it was getting too warm. It was getting too warm in here. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Citizen Sleeper 2. I hope y'all had fun with it. I really did enjoy playing this, and I'm glad we got to play it together. Again, thank you, fellow traveler, for a key to play Citizen Sleeper 2. This is definitely going to be one of my top 10 games this year. I have a feeling, like I'm predicting it now in April, that this is probably going to be one of my top 10 games I played this year for my top 10 games videos. It's 70-ish, but it feels like 80. My apartment's probably like 70 something. 70 degrees right now. Outside, it's real feel of 76 outside right now. In my area, at least. I know that's different for you. Cold air, who wants it? Let me waft it over the ocean. But yes, again, thank you, fellow traveler, for a key to play Citizen Sleeper. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope there's another game, obviously, like years from now. I'm not expecting anything soon, but such a great experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward to see what's next from the developer. I enjoy their work very, very much. Would love the opportunity to interview. So jump over the age, let me know. I would love to talk to you about your games, please, because I love them. I love them so much. They're so great. Let's take my wafting cold. All right. We are going to raid on out for the night. Mods did not grab raid targets, but that's fine. Let's see. We were busy crying. It's fine. It's Citizen Sleeper one time after Watch Dogs. How far are you? Sends at least 15 Fahrenheit back to your have warmth. Have warmth indeed. Crying in the mod club. Indeed, indeed. Okay. Pizza guy. Oh, that's a good mission. That's a fun one. So I think you're still... Yeah, you're still in Act 1. You're still in Act 1. But it's the pizza guy. It's the fucking pizza guy. Okay. We're going to read on over to Only One Miss Pow Pow, who is playing some Dead by Daylight. I met them off stream while playing a gamey game. So we're going to read on over to them, who is, again, like I said, playing Dead by Daylight. But I appreciate you all hanging on out with me. If you enjoyed this, whether you're hanging out here on Twitch or hanging out here on YouTube, feel free to follow and or subscribe to the channel. Very much appreciate it. So very much. But here's an upcoming schedule for us. So on Monday, we will be playing Hyper Light Drifter, which should be kind of fun. It should be also pretty chill. I'm not entirely sure the storyline, but I'm very intrigued. I love the music of the game, so we're going to check it out. Tuesday, we'll be beginning Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then next Saturday, instead of playing Citizen Sleeper, we will be beginning Mass Effect 2. I did download the EA game launcher. I have not checked if I have my save files still. I have to check that. So things might get delayed if I need to replay Mass Effect 1. Or at least try to set things up correctly. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out together. It's fine. It's fine. But I will let you all know that once I have some brain space tomorrow. But with that, I appreciate y'all hanging on out. If you want to give some love to Only One Miss Pow Pow when we head on over to her channel, please do so. She's wonderful. Again, just playing some Dead by Daylight. But I will see you all in the near future. Thanks for hanging on out with me. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all real soon. My name is Erin Gray, queer writer streamer, signing off.